The game begins in a forest south of the town of Womborn. This is probably the town where you were recruited into the Order of Fall. Each of you for different reasons, I imagine. And basically, for your first mission, or maybe one of your first missions with the Order, you were instructed to make your way to a hidden treehouse in a forest south of the town of Womborn. The contact you're supposed to meet is a man named Antony. So he's supposed to be the person that's going to give you your first mission. You find yourselves in this treehouse, sitting around a square wooden table. And the treehouse is kind of cute, honestly. You weren't expecting something so quaint. There's a nice water clock in the corner. And there's the two wood elves just kind of like walking around and looking at the windows. It looks like they're a little bit nervous, as if they're afraid someone might spot this treehouse. But the furniture is very finely crafted. There's a carpet. It almost looks like it used to be someone's home, or maybe still is. You were instructed to just wait here at the table, and that Antony will be with you shortly. So maybe while you guys are waiting for Antonio to show up, just give everybody a physical description of what you look like, and say your name maybe. And you guys can also have some beginner dialogue amongst each other. We could start with Afra.
So, Afra's sitting down. She's young, long blonde hair, wearing a lot of very winter coaty like robes with leather and fur, and she thinks very highly of herself.
Are you a human or an elf? Or
Yes, human. I should have said that.
That's fine. What kind of weaponry do you have on yourself, visibly?
I have a single quarterstaff, and that is it.
Okay, cool.
The quarterstaff has a single blue gem at the center.
And Daka?
From the side, Daka is a very, very huge behemoth of a half-orc. He is 302 pounds of muscle. He is very green and doesn't really wear a lot of clothes. Right now, he's probably sitting on a stool that's much too small for him. He's kind of awkwardly looking around, not really sure like what he should do here. He's never really been in the treehouse before. He's just running his hand across his chopper, his big old great axe, hoping that someone will break the ice.
That's cool. If he's not wearing any clothes, you guys can probably see the exposed Order of Fall tattoo on his right forearm. It kind of looks like a snake symbol with a sword in the middle. And all of your tattoos are a little bit fresh, so you can kind of still feel the pain of the tattoo on your right arm, be rubbing against the clothing of your sleeve if you're wearing long sleeves.
Daka would have his tattoo out loud and proud and large.
Yeah. Nova, you're next.
So Nova is a wood elf, green eyes, light brown hair. She's wearing leather armor. She has a scimitar at her side. And that's it.
Okay. Young or old?
Youngish for a wood elf.
Okay. And finally, Vander.
Vandemar is, from what you've been told from the Order, he's a changeling, but he took the form of a person that was walking past by. So as right now, he's brown hair, pale, with a lute on his back and a rapier on his side.
Okay. So are you handsome right now, or are you not so handsome?
I'm just a regular person, not handsome, not like a 10 out of 10. You know, like a 6 out of 9, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Got it.
6 out of 9.
6 out of 9. Hope someone catch that.
So, do you guys kind of sit awkwardly in silence, or do you guys maybe have a little bit of dialogue?
Probably a bit of dialogue.
So what do you guys say? Who's gonna break the ice?
Afra's gonna lean back a bit and go, so what do the rest of you want to do with your reward?
I'm gonna wink at the orc. Seductively.
Daka looks at you, kind of looks around, trying to look behind him, seeing if you're winking at someone else, looks at himself, looks at you, and just slowly shakes his head. Like, no.
Nipping that in the bud, eh? That's a short-lived romance.
Oh, for too quickly, I see.
I look at Afra and say, "What about you? What's your big plan?"
Get a lot of money, live comfortably, do whatever I want. You know how it is.
Become a
Sounds
digital,
ambitious.
digital nomad or something? On a beach in Thailand? You guys hear walking coming from the other room. It looks like it's boots with kind of like a metallic jingle every time a step is taken and on kind of the hard wood of the treehouse. A figure appears in the doorway. It's a man with a mustache and a brown beard, not too long, medium length, and wearing these finely sewn clothes, and not exactly a noble's clothes. It looks maybe like something a knight or a kind of a rich merchant's son would wear, something like that. It looks like a fancy lad. He's got a rapier by his side as well, kind of these purple gloves. And most notably, you notice an eye patch across his left eye. This eye patch on the front of it has some strange runic symbols that kind of glow occasionally in a blue hue. It looks like it's maybe magically enchanted or something. He approaches the table and sits down, taking the last seat available, and kind of drums his fingers on the wooden table. Looks at the four of you, says, well, pleasure to have the new recruits around. My name is Antoni. I'm the person that you were meant to meet today. So I imagine you've all become acquainted with each other?
Yes. Pleasure to make money.
Pleasure to dole out money. Of course, you're all new recruits of the Order. You might not be familiar with all of our ways, so I guess as one of your first assignments, it's important that you kind of know our MO, if you know what I mean. That's
Daka gives a quick nod.
So, first rule, you will not speak of the Order of Fall. You've never heard of the Order of Fall. We do not exist. And should you slip up on this rule, you will not exist for very long either. We're an order.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Great. We're an order that operates in the utmost secrecy, and we pay very handsomely for jobs well done. Should you keep performing, you will keep making more money. But please respect the first rule. We hate to kill our own.
Can we be sure about that?
About what?
Of your payment.
Oh, well, generally our policy is we pay half up front and half upon completion. He snaps his finger, and a wood elf walks in and dumps a small silk bag of coins in front of each of you. You each get approximately 100 gold pieces.
You watch Daka look at this, and he just quickly snatches it up, puts it in his pocket, and just leans back like he's already finished the job.
Afra like kind of takes it, and then her lips curved at the edges. She gets a bit smug, like, yeah, that's good. Puts it away.
Now listen. The Order has been hired by a certain powerful person in the area who will not be named for a job requiring a variety of skills. First off, the town of Womborn here, north of us, has been having a bit of issues. We know of a certain criminal organization going by the name of the Heskin Organization that's had a recent boom of activity in the preparation and exportation of Riff, a powerful narcotic drug. Some of you might have heard of it if you've had dealings in the underground. He does little like quotation marks. It's a quite recognizable black powder, not very dissimilar to ash. Perhaps you've heard the rumors, but disease has been spreading. From Holyhead and now to Womborne, this new illness that they're calling the Black Kiss has been wreaking havoc in town. Our business partner has tasked us with finding the proper medicine for this dangerous disease. This is where the four of you come in. We have good sources indicating to us that the same substance required to fabricate this elixir is also used in the manufacture of Riff. It pains me to say this, but given the short amount of time in which we are required to come up with a sizable haul of medication, this leaves us with not much of a choice. He pulls out a map from the side and unrolls it on the wooden table. He points and says, "Our intel has gathered there's a hidden Heskin outpost somewhere in this forest. Problem is the Heskin are cunning. They're almost never seen traveling to and from Womborne. Our previous attempts at tailing them have been unsuccessful, and many of our agents have disappeared, attempting to search for this lost outpost of theirs. Honestly, it's been driving me nuts for the past 2 weeks. We don't have much more time." He moves his finger a little bit away from the forest and towards the town, and he says, "Inside Womborne, we've identified a man, a halfling, goes by the name of Ranred Cutton. He's a Gemshorn player. Gemshorn is a sort of musical clarinet, wooden clarinet that is often used by bards these days. He's often seen playing at the Golden Mane Inn. Word in town is if you're looking for Riff, go talk to Ranred Cutton. Maybe that's a good place to start. We need that medicine, and the pay will be substantial. Another 100 Arain is waiting for you upon completion. The order is generous enough to share a bit of equipment with you as well, should you require it." And he walks over to the side and opens up a chest, and there's a bit of equipment in there that I can try sharing with you here. Okay. So you guys see a sort of strange shark-shaped small totem. It looks maybe like the size of a medication bottle would be. A very small sized little shark. It looks like a toy. He just tosses it on the table. It looks like it kind of just rolls around, and the eyes kind of roll and like land on Daka.
Oh no.
He pulls out a sword, a crossbow, a scythe, and he says, "Yeah, if you guys need any of this, feel free to help yourselves. Are there any questions on your mission?"
After yawns.
Daka slowly raises his hand up like a child.
Yes, Daka.
He then points at the small shark totem, like trying to figure out what it is.
Oh, that thing. That's a strange little thing. They told me that apparently it has a certain power. What's the name? It was a very cool name. They had Pocket Shark. That's right. Basically, it manifests a full great white shark when thrown with force. The shark kind of thrashes around and attacks nearby creatures. Of course, if it's out of water, it won't be staying alive for very long, so it's kind of a one-time use thing. Pretty cool, huh?
Daka's whole face lit up when he said big great white shark, but it went straight back down again when he said it wouldn't be lasting long. He reluctantly takes the shark and lets everyone else have their pick of loot.
He also drops 5 rings on the table and says, "These are rings of loon noises." For those of you who don't know, a loon is a type of bird. And he says, "It allows one to make loon noises for covert communication. if you're interested.
Ooh, that does sound awesome.
This
Well-
makes Afra stop yawning and she takes one.
Okay. He pulls out a stone, maybe the size of a large egg, and it's kind of a white. It looks like a white granite stone. Puts it in the center of the table and says, "We call this the dipping stone. If you use it to draw a pentagram on the ground, it can be used by a single person to teleport back to that pentagram. You can't take your whole group with you. It's just for a single person." Does anybody grab it?
I'll grab it. Vander just took the egg.
Okay.
Egg stick.
That's about it. Are there any other questions?
Daka, currently petting his pocket shark, shakes his head. He is totally satisfied currently.
Excellent. So I will dismiss all of you. Please, time is of the essence. Disease is spreading, and we need to stop it as quickly as possible. Okay? I expect the job done within the next 3 days.
Of course.
All right. So you guys kind of climb down from this strange treehouse in the forest. And you're free to explore. Basically, right now, the two locations you're familiar with would be Womborn. It's maybe a 30-minute walk to the north of here. And this is the forest south of Womborn, where supposedly the hideout is somewhere around here. So you guys can choose where you want to go. I don't know if any of you had the benefit of taking notes while I was talking earlier, but if you forgot something, just ask me again and I'll fill you in.
So, do you want to go to the halfling today? I would like that very much.
Sure. Should we try to find the hidden outpost first, or do you think we'll have better luck with the halfling?
I say we go up to this halfling and we either nicely ask him to give us what we want, or we find other methods.
Daka slowly brings out his great big old chopper, puts it back on his back, and he sticks with you guys and makes it very clear whatever you guys end up choosing, he's following along.
Looks like I'm gonna get lost here, so why not follow you guys?
Okay,
Excellent.
let's head to Womborn then.
You guys start walking through the forest. Basically, the way to this treehouse was not a path. You guys were kind of walking through bushes, and you had to cut your way through a path. It's hard to it's hard to clearly distinguish where you came from specifically, but you know if you walk north, you'll get to Womborn. And sure enough, after a good amount of walking, you see the nice, beautiful, majestic gate of the town of Womborn. There's two guard
God,
stations.
Afra hated every second of walking that.
Were you like swearing or something?
Yes. I hate brambles, leaves, anything that will go in my face, ruin my clothes. No.
Yeah, Afra, why don't you roll me a perception check?
Well, this is the first time in a long time I don't have perception as proficient. Well, that's good though.
That's a 15. Yeah, with a 15, you kind of see this mosquito hovering around your head right now, and it looks like it's finding a nice place to nest itself.
I'm gonna shocking grasp the shit out of this mosquito.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh, I don't have auto roll damage.
Okay, yeah, with with a 22, you raise your hand up, and you guys just smell the wonderful smell of roasted mosquito.
Yeah.
As the mosquito kind of gets fully shocked and falls down on the ground.
Daka lets out a good hearty chuckle and pats you on the back.
Afra almost growls in response.
It looks like we don't have to worry about food for a while.
So you guys make your way into Womborn. it's about midday right now. I would say it's noon, and there's quite a bit of people in town right now. The atmosphere seems a little bit grim, but not completely solemn. We're not talking about a ghost town right now. We're talking just, it looks like people are stressed, worried. People are staying away from each other. You guys are attracted by the sound of music coming from the town square. So you probably make your way over there, and it's a kind of an interesting dynamic. On one hand, you see a band, 4 people playing in the center of the town square. Some joyous music. They're clearly trying to make some coin, but unfortunately, they're not drawing a very big crowd. People seem to kind of be semi-disinterested in them. Just kind of wandering along the square to different shops and stuff like that, minding their own business.
I want to go up to them and play my lute.
Are you kind of walking up and like gonna face the band right now? You're gonna start jamming with them?
Yep.
Okay. You can go ahead and give me a roll for that. I assume that's performance. Yeah. 26, not bad. It's pretty good. With a 26, you step up to them and you just start jamming. And like it was this point in the song where they were kind of just playing instrumental, and it wasn't a very like peak moment. But you turned into a climactic moment as you start soloing along with the band, and they're kind of all looking at you, pretty impressed. The song ends, and one of them walks up to you. It's an elf. He was actually one of the drummers in the group. He was the drummer of the group. He walks up to you and says, "Wow, it's quite the performance you put out there."
Oh, thank you. I noticed you guys needed some extra help, so I just lended a few hands.
He looks back at his group and looks back at you and says, "Yeah, it's been rough today, honestly."
Oh, what's going on? Is anything upsetting you guys, or is just like bad crowd lately?
I don't know. The crowd's been tough, but we went out today thinking, hey, it'd be a good idea to cheer everybody up after the recent events. To be honest, I don't think we succeeded today, but it looks like you kind of turned a few heads, and you look, Daka. You look around, you see actually a few of the townsfolk have stopped and were kind of like praising Vander as he was performing.
What recent events specifically?
Well, I'm sure you've heard of the Black Kiss. People have been dying in quite significant numbers. We honestly didn't think it would ever reach Womborn, but here we are now, and well, I guess nobody's really safe anymore.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever seen one of the victims? And he kind of puts his hand over his face and looks at you guys through his fingers. And he kind of rolls his eyes up so that his eyes turn white. And he kind of makes like he starts shaking a little bit and making like a moaning sound. And he starts laughing a little bit and says, man, these people, the people who died of this thing, they look insane. I wouldn't go near them with a 10-foot pole.
Is it really that bad?
Another of the musicians comes up to you guys and kind of puts a hand over Vander's shoulder and says, "Hey, that was pretty impressive." And yeah, to answer your question, it's pretty bad. They don't call it the Black Kiss for nothing. But lady, word on the street is that if the nobles had done a bit of a better job addressing the issue in Holyhead, it would not have reached Womborn in the first place. So, is that to consider too? And he rolls his eyes a little bit.
Huh. Are you guys heading to Vonderborg later, or?
We're in Womborn right now. He says, and he looks around at the square.
Wait.
Yeah, you guys are in Womborn right now. Womborn is the town north of the forest.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not great with maps.
Don't worry, don't
As I
worry.
look down on the floor.
Do you guys know Ranred Kun?
Ranred? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's and they look at each other and they're like, I guess he's more famous than we thought. Yeah, we know Ranred. He's our new Gemshorn player. What about him?
We're looking for him.
Oh, he's right over there. And he turns to point at where you guys saw there used to be a halfling. But now there's nobody. It looks like the guy's kind of tucked tail and ran. You guys do see a bag though. It looks like whoever was standing there kind of forgot their bag.
I'll head over to the bag and have a quick look around, see if I can see anyone scampering off.
Afro hisses, swears in Elvish.
Yeah, if anybody would like to roll me a perception check to look for Ranred. But in the meantime, Nova, you walk up to this bag. Roll me investigation, please.
Real
Only
quick,
11 investigation.
Doc is a bit of raptured in the music that happened a little while ago. Currently contemplating its deeper meanings.
Yeah, Dak is quite unperceptive at the moment. Just kind of looking around. He looks kind of lost in his thoughts right now. In the meantime, Nova, you rolled perception. I'm just going to take your investigation, actually,
Yeah,
because you went for the
that's fine.
bag. So you rolled an 11. You walk up to this leathery bag, open it up. You're kind of rummaging through it. You notice a few things. You notice a small vial with some clear liquid inside of it. You notice a quill. You notice another bottle with a black liquid inside of it. You notice a key. You notice there's 10 gold pieces in here. And there's a small book as well. Lupe, I'm going to say that with a 17, you're looking at the other. You're looking around the town square. You do not see any sign of where Ranred has gone, but you notice that the other two band members who were standing next to him are kind of looking at each other a little bit dumbfounded.
I'll rush up and what happened? Just lashing out as.
Okay, roll me charisma, please.
Sure. Ooh.
That's a 20. And so with a 20, they look at you and they say, "Oh, yeah, we were just a little concerned about where our friend Ranwed went. He said something about being sick. I don't know, but he was here just 2 seconds ago. We looked back and he's gone. Kind of weird."
Right. I should turn away and swear again.
Do you know where Ranwood lives by any chance?
Oh, he's not from here. He kind of just travels along with us. We've been here for a week now. We've been staying at the Golden Mane Inn. So maybe he's gone back there. And he's got kind of scratching his head.
Can you guide us over there if you can?
Oh, I mean, sure. We were actually just heading there. But before then, we had planned on playing one more song. Would you guys like to join us?
Doc slams down 5 gold. He would very much love to listen to this song.
Afro walks 10 feet back.
Pulls you back. Nah, you're joining this.
While that's happening, can I see if there's any tracks from anyone running away from this bag? Anything
Yes.
obvious?
Yes, you can roll me investigation.
Investigation or survival?
Investigation. You're not in the wild right now.
Okay.
Oof.
Oh, not good.
That is a critical 2. With a critical 2, you're kind of walking around. You're not really paying attention to where you're going. But there's a man carrying, those wooden, maybe those wooden slabs on their back, and they have like 2 buckets of water hanging on either side. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's walking one of those. You take one of those straight to the face, and you're gonna take 1d6 bludgeoning damage for that.
Okay. Are you rolling or me rolling?
You can roll for that.
Sure.
In the meantime, maybe Vander, you want to give us a last performance check just to see how the band does?
All right. That's a 3 plus a 9.
It's +9 performance. God.
Wow, that's a lot. All right, so with a 12, yeah, it's kind of a mediocre performance. Honestly, people are not as enamored as they were the first time they saw you play.
The worst this man can do is mediocre.
Oh no, the magic has worn off.
You will get a 6 gold piece reward for your performance. But the band does seem grateful, and so they look at you guys and they say, "Why don't we go on to the Golden Main Inn? First round's on us."
Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
let's give this halfling a talk.
Do you say this out loud in front of the band, or do you kind of whisper it to one of your?
I'm a bit more subtle, but I let my party mates know what I mean.
Okay. I need you to roll me stealth, please.
Ooh. What we solving for?
For not being suspicious to the other band members. I can accept
Oh,
charisma as well, maybe.
Yeah, charisma stealth.
Yeah, charisma stealth.
Deception. Charisma stealth.
Deception. Deception is fine. Deception. Okay, well, the 14 is good enough. You look at the other band members; they seem pretty oblivious to your suspicions of Ranred. And so, with that, you guys make your way to the Golden Main Inn. You've noticed in Womborn in your time here, there's a lower quarter, and there's a kind of a more middle class quarter with a fortress in the center of the town. You guys are kind of walking towards the middle class quarter right now. It looks like these bards are more interested in gaining favor from richer nobles than the poor. And you make your way to this beautiful inn, finely crafted wood in the front of it. The door is wide open, and there's no music coming from inside yet, but you're coming in with a band right now, so to be expected, they're probably performing tonight. They walk up to the bar and they pour each of you a single tankard of mead, and yeah, they as they're setting up on stage, the waitress comes and sets one of the tankards down on the table for each of you. You guys kind of have like a front row table to this performance right now.
To the waitress, I just say, excuse me, have you seen Ranred Cutton this afternoon? Well, whatever time it is now.
You want me charisma?
Just straight charisma or like persuasion?
You can roll persuasion. I'll accept.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Okay. She looks at you and she says, "Ranred Cutton. That name's really familiar." And she looks back and she says, "I'm pretty sure I saw him head right there." And she points directly to a dark corner of the inn right now, where you see kind of a door ajar. It looks like maybe this would be a bathroom or chamber pot room or something like that.
I lean forward and say to the others, should we go see if we can find this guy, or do you want to waste time here?
Yeah, Afra's already been looking around a bit, but
Reminding you that you still have his stuff and a book of his as well.
Yes, I do also want to look at that book.
Yeah. You want to take a look
do
at
you
that?
say what you just noticed about the door creaked open, or whatever?
Yeah, well, I assume you heard what the waitress said as well.
That's
It
fair.
makes me
Yeah,
feel like-
I'll stand up straight and start walking through there.
Okay.
Survive
Doc,
any invasion.
Doc is gonna be following you into that bathroom.
You guys start walking across the inn room towards this ajar door. Roll me perception, the both of you, please.
I'm following as well. Just
Okay. All three
Yeah,
of you.
Afra
actually.
really doesn't care if she like looks awful doing this, just completely ignoring the band, standing up, walking across the room. She couldn't care less.
Daka
But
rolled
she's
a
not that perceptive.
20. Afra rolled a 13. Nova, you can roll perception too.
as well.
Oh, and a 20. Yeah. Afra, you're kind of standing in the back, right? Daka and Nova, you're in the front. You guys see kind of something strange as you're approaching this door. There you see what looks like a boot showing through the opening of the door right now on the ground. It looks like maybe somebody's lying down in this room.
Doc is gonna move a bit faster.
Okay, you reach the door. You start opening it, but you're feeling a resistance as if there's a body kind of standing in the way right now.
He'll look to the other side. Is there a body standing in the way?
You're gonna need to roll me strength to push this door because there's a body in the way. Roll me a 10 strength at the very least.
Could I roll athletics?
I'll allow it, yes.
21.
21, yeah.
Glad we're getting all the good rolls up now.
Yeah, get them out of the way at the beginning, right?
Double nat 20.
Yeah, you guys see Daka kind of struggling a little bit and pushes the wooden door. You see the body move with the strength of Daka out of the way and roll onto its back. You're greeted to a strange sight. The smell of vomit fills the air. Everybody roll me a constitution check, please. Everyone who's there.
Well, save or check.
Save or check.
Save, please.
Perfect. Fuck. Afra doesn't like this.
Okay, Afra and Nova, you guys both just feel as the smell of vomit reaches your nostrils, you feel a strange nausea and the urge to begin vomiting takes over your bodies. Each of you are going to take 5 points of sickness damage.
Ow.
Yeah, and you guys need to choose where you're going to vomit right now.
for Afra, she absolutely hates this kind of stuff, and she's got very good constitution.
Is there a bowl or a tankard I could grab nearby?
There is nothing. There's only the chamber pot that already has some vomit in that room.
Afra's going like into the corner of the just main bar room because she's got nowhere else to go.
Okay, you walk into the kitchens right now, and you're kind of puking on the ground of the kitchens. The waitress comes over and says, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Do you have a response?
There's just a rage on Afra's face.
Yeah, you're kind of sweating and you're pale. Nova, where are you vomiting?
That chamber pot, if I can get to it.
Yeah, you get to it, but you have to kind of step over Ranred as you do. And as you're doing that, you notice something a little disturbing about Ranred. His face is covered with a sort of a black cloud symbol all over his face. It looks like all the front of his face is kind of blackened. The skin has turned black completely, and his eyes seem to have rolled into the back of his head and are white. He looks very much dead. But yeah, you're puking away right now. You're just noticing this from the side eye. Daka, you probably noticed this as well.
Yeah. This whole time, as his companions are puking, Daka is wheezing. Not because of the sickness. No, he just finds what's happening hilarious. But at the same time, as soon as he realizes that the closest thing to an informant he could have had is currently likely dead, he grows a bit more serious. And he lets out a small sound to try and get everyone's attention. Specifically, the people towards the bar who work there and some of the band. And he actually wants them to come look at the body.
Exactly. Afra,
Do I hear it?
or you already had Afra's attention because she was looking at you with daggers in her eyes as you were wheezing.
Duck ain't wheezing no more, but as soon as he sees your dagger eyes, he's just like, he's got a hold in the chuckle.
Vander, during this time, as you're probably seeing your teammates getting a little sick, what are you up to?
I was drinking mead with the boys, the band members.
Yeah, you guys are bonding. You're having a pretty good time, I'd say. Things are good. Life is good.
Oh man, this mead is amazing.
Ignorance is bliss.
This is when you hear from across the room a sort of sound Daka is making to try to get your attention right now. He looks a little distressed.
Wait, what's going on? What is that sound? As I walk towards that sound.
Yeah, you walk up to Daka and you're greeted to the wonderful smell of vomit. And as you see Nova puking in a chamber pot, and you see Afra is kind of in the kitchen right now, also being sick. Afra, they've given you like a large cauldron to puke in right now.
You guys okay?
Fuck. No.
No.
You guys want me to play a little song while you keep vomiting? A little
No, please.
pulls out a lute,
Afra will probably kill you if you do.
plays a little tune while you vomit.
You rolled twice, so I'm going to take the first one. That's
Yeah.
a 12 performance check. Yeah, people are kind of like, meh, not really thinking much of your performance right now.
Oh, it's not to them to enjoy, it's to cover up the sound.
I will say though, Vander, since you're here, you notice something tucked in to the body's belt on the right side. It's a musical instrument that you notice called the gemshorn, and it's just tucked into that little leathery belt of his little halfling dude. But because you're a musician, you're more attracted to this kind of thing. You notice that instrument, I'd say.
I stopped playing and I guess I pick up the instrument.
Yeah, you pick it up. It's a little white gemshorn. It's maybe the size of a horn of an actual animal, but it has these little holes in it, and it looks like a horn that you play notes with. Yeah.
Huh. I play a little chord on it, see if any.
Okay, sorry, I disconnected. Could you just tell me what happened? So you tried to play the horn, and did you roll me performance?
Let me roll it right now.
Yeah. 21. 21 is a good roll. Vander, with your 21, you notice something peculiar. The horn is... you played a gemshorn before, but this gemshorn sounds a little different. There's something off about it.
I keep playing it as I walk downstairs.
So you're walking away from the scene right now. I'd like to know what everybody else is up to. Everyone else, you stopped
Pretty
vomiting.
much.
You're feeling a bit better
Thank
right
God.
now.
Finally.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The first opportunity, Afra's gonna go somewhere no one's looking, cast Cure Wounds on herself.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of find like a broom closet right now, and you shove yourself in there. So you can go ahead and roll for Cure Wounds. Do you roll for it?
I mean, even if I roll a 1, I go to full HP, so
Okay,
why not?
perfect. Yeah.
I'll just take away a spell slot.
Okay. Everybody else? Daka? Nova?
Hello?
Yeah. So what are you guys up to?
Yeah. I'll just have another quick look at Van. Is there anything else on him? Is he just lying there?
Van Red? The halfling?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You take a look at him. You just see like kind of like these white streaks coming out of the black coloring of his face. But no, you don't see anything else. He doesn't seem to have his bag on him.
Yeah. I'll walk out and I'll take out his book from the bag and have a quick skim through.
Yeah, you take the book out from the bag. It seems to be a notebook where he kind of takes notes on different things, and you start skimming it. It's a lot of random stuff like shopping lists and stuff like that. Maybe some lyrics that he's been writing for songs. You see a bit of notes scribbled in as well for his gem short. Roll me investigation, please. 11 investigation.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just so much so much to go through in this book that you're a little bit overwhelmed, and you just feel like you can't get through this on your own.
Where's Vanda? Have you gone off?
I've gone off downstairs playing the weird instrument.
Okay, so it's just me and Daka then.
Yep.
I'll probably come back in any moment from my closet.
Okay. Well, until you come back, I'll say to Daka, "Hey, do you see anything in this book? Do you want to help me look? Some weird like lyrics in here and stuff."
Daka will walk over to you and he'll start trying to look over the book. And Daka, who may or may not be literate, is
Yeah.
gonna investigate it. He's currently holding the book upside down, trying his best.
I turn it the right way up. Like, no, it's this way.
He turns it back upside down. He thinks he's onto something.
At this point, Alpha probably walk in and go like, "What on earth are you doing? Like, give me this!" And she'll probably snatch it out of my hand.
Yeah,
If you
take
let
a
her.
look.
Daka doesn't really put up a fight.
Yeah.
He knows he's lost.
And Alpha isn't really smart on average, but she's literate. So
Yeah.
she's gonna try. Just investigation.
Investigation.
Oh god.
It's okay.
12. All right. Here's what I'll tell you with the 12. With the 12, you see there's actually a few drawings in here as well. He's drawing. He's sketching different people. He seems to be sketching objects that he sees. Yeah, and you also see a sketching of his gemshorn as well. Is there as well? You guys could try rerolling investigation, maybe.
Hold on, I didn't know we were talking about pretty pictures here. Daka might know a bit about that. Oh boy.
Daka. Yeah, Daka, you're kind of holding this this image of the gemshorn. But then you grab the book and you turn it upside down, and you notice that upside down there's actually a small arrow pointing at the bottom of the gemshorn with a circle indicated there, as if it's supposed to mark something, but it's not sure what it is. It's not clear what it is.
Daka slowly nods as he looks at this image and he points it out to his allies, hoping he's pointing at the right spot. And he kind of makes a motion of playing an instrument and points to where he last saw the bard. As in, we should probably get his opinion on it.
Yeah, we should go find Vanda.
Yeah, you guys make your way downstairs, and you guys see Evander. Roll me a performance check, please. Evander, are you playing the gemstone right now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you guys see Evander on stage with the rest of the band right now. He's kind of filled in right now for Ranred. They're having a good time. They're doing it not so bad, as people toss 6 gold pieces to you, Evander, which you can add to your inventory. But Vander, there's just something off about this gemstone. There's a strange, different tone to it. It seems to be making a different type of vibration than normal gemstones do.
After did the performance end?
Yeah, performance ended. People are clapping.
I'm gonna go talk to the and ask is this instrument is kind of out of tune. I found it upstairs. I think it belongs to Ran.
Just to clarify, who are you talking to?
To one of the band members.
They look at you and they say, "You think it belonged to Ranred? Well, he must be upstairs then, taking a nap or something. What a lazy bum this guy is." And they roll their eyes. They say, well, look, you're doing a really good job, honestly, better than he was, so we don't mind you filling in for him at all.
That sounds wonderful. But unfortunately, I have things to do right now. Maybe in the next time we meet.
No problem. Just make sure you bring that back up to Ranred. We wouldn't want him losing his gemshorn.
Sure. As I walk towards the group, I think they don't know what's going on.
Daka points at the horn where the circle was and points at the book that he's currently now has sideways. And he hands it off to you.
I flip the book. This way, Daka. This way. As I look through the pages.
Yeah, you notice the same symbol, a circle at the bottom of the gemshorn. It looks like it's indicating something important there.
Is this something that I should know, or
No,
Daka
you never...
points to the horn.
horn? Oh, horn. I closely look at the instrument.
Okay, you can roll me investigation with advantage because you're a bard. Go ahead.
Even the advantage couldn't save us.
But that's not advantage. How do I roll advantage again?
Just roll
No,
twice.
that
and
is
take
You
one
advantage.
have
from it.
rolled.
It is advantage there because it always rolls twice and you can just pick the bigger one.
Ah,
So yeah.
Daka grabs the book, grabs the horn, puts them up to each other so he lines up the circled bit with the part of the horn that's actually circling, and he hands it to the bard.
Okay, you can roll me again investigation one more time.
I think he just
time.
You did again.
Yeah, I did it again.
16 if it's with advantage.
Okay. Yeah, you're just taking a look at this, and you're not making much of it. You're like, hey, look, like it looks like something should be there, but it's not there. It's weird.
Let me take a quick look.
I pass over the instrument.
I'll
While
cast
you guys are all arguing with this, like, oh, should I go tell them that fucking the guy's dead?
No, not yet. I think we may have to break it into them slowly.
I cast
I think
detect
it would just be
magic.
better if we told them now. You know, walk up. He's dead. Walk off.
Roll me charisma, please.
Well, I'm not actually doing that. I'm just asking if I should to
Okay,
in
okay.
character.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, it's probably a bit harsh. Maybe wait until their set's over.
Yeah, fine.
Do you want to break in bad news to a musician?
Well, either that or they're gonna find a corpse in the closet.
True. We gotta make sure their last performance, thinking that Randon's alive, stays good.
Okay. So you, Nova, you cast detect magic.
Yes.
Okay. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Use your action around any visible creature. Okay. Yeah, you notice there's a concealment spell that's been protecting an area of the gemshorn on the bottom. It looks like there's an illusion that is hiding the true nature of what's happening right there on the bottom.
Okay.
But this is not dispel magic, right? So in other words, the spell
No.
is still active. Yeah.
But do I want to spend a spell on this? But clearly none of us can see shit when we try and look at this. So I'll just point it out to everybody and say, there's some sort of illusion magic over this. Does anyone have anything to try and figure out what it is?
I think it's best if we break it.
Daka
don't
pulls
think
out
so.
his chopper.
Not here, Daka,
no,
not
no.
here.
No.
Oh,
Daka slowly puts it away, but he brings out his smaller chopper hand axe.
no, you idiot. Where's that one?
Afra, any ideas?
Daka is genuinely insulted by being called an idiot, but he knows he cannot argue.
Problem is, Afra isn't actually good at understanding magic. She just uses it to her advantage whenever she can.
Hey,
She can
look,
try
look.
though.
Sure, worth a try. Have a quick look. And if you can't figure it out, I will use a damn spell.
So would it be Arcana or Investigation or either?
I could choose either, yeah. It is fine.
They're both zeros, so. Yeah!
Oh God.
And with the 20 Arcana, Afra, you grab it, and with your hand, you kind of run your thumb along the bottom, sensing the magic. But you actually perceive where the illusion is specifically, and you press there. There's a button on this gemstone that, once pressed, opens a small compartment with a small rolled up piece of parchment inside of it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. And then takes out the parchment.
You unroll the parchment, and the parchment looks like a map. A map of the forest south of Womborn, with a big red X indicating something in the forest. It doesn't say what, it just shows how to get there.
No, a map, my weakness.
Seriously, have to go back into the forest.
Yay.
Doc is already going. He sees the map. He sees big red X. All he needs to do now is find the big red X painted on the ground in the forest. It's easy. The forest is green. The X is red.
What
no
time of day?
problem.
Doctor, don't go. There's something we have to finish up here.
Is there?
The dead guy upstairs.
Well,
So-
that's nothing to do with us.
Well, why don't we, oh, don't worry, just go a bit ahead of me. I'm fine with this.
Well, who has the map? Are you keeping it?
I'll pass to you guys. Just go a bit ahead. I'll catch up in a sec.
Okay.
I feel like we have to bury him at least. Give him some respect.
No, just don't worry about
Don't worry about it.
Daka points out that he did do a prayer over the ball.
it.
True.
So, yeah, I was trying to get everyone else to leave so you can just do something quickly and then follow behind.
Yeah.
Like, really quickly.
I'll go upstairs with the map, I guess.
Daka,
I'm
roll me
with it.
religion,
But
please.
she wants to do this as we're all leaving because she doesn't want to come back to this place afterwards.
18. Yeah, Daka, you really felt connection with. Do you have a deity?
Daka prays to whatever god claims to be the god of war.
Yeah, so you just feel a connection to that almighty god of war that is out there, maybe in the sky. As you did a prayer earlier over the body, you felt the soul just leave the body and enter the next plane where it will belong forever. You really felt it inside of you.
In that case, Daka gives the big thumbs up, like, he's good.
So, are we leaving now? Leaving the bar?
Daka's
Yeah.
already gone.
So you guys will leave, and I will just stay just a tiny bit behind. And just before she leaves, she'll go up to who would run this? Like, who would be the highest up person in the bar present right now?
The bartender would probably be the innkeeper, basically, of the Golden Main.
I'm very afraid to say this, but there's a dead halfling, and he definitely died of the back kiss. And then she leaves.
He kind of just like has his mouth open, but you turn and leave before he can say anything. And yeah, you step out into the afternoon sun as you guys exit the Golden Main Inn and probably begin heading in which direction?
Well, can I figure out from the map which direction and we go that direction?
Sure. You see the town of Womborn. You see a forest, and you see a red X, but you don't see north, east, south, or west. So, which side of Womborn is the forest on?
To the south.
Correct. And south, you guys go.
We
you
go
guys,
south to the forest.
You guys
Lots
start
more
walk-
swearing ensues. Many mosquitoes are killed.
Many more to come. You guys
Backs
start
up the
walking.
mosquitoes.
Everyone thinks it's better be worth the money.
Yeah, you guys reach the forest outside of Womborn, and as you guys are walking through this forest, you guys are going to be using the map right now. Who's holding the map?
Me.
All right, you're going to be rolling survival here to see whether or not you guys get lost, whether or not you guys can follow this map. 16. 16 I think is good enough. Nova, you follow, you kind of lead the party across the forest. all along different cross-country paths. Again, there's no clear direction to go in according to the paths carved into the forest. There's no clear way. So you guys are kind of bushwhacking through the forest. But you make your way to what looks like where the red X should be, except there's no red X. There's nothing here. There's just forest.
Is there any signs of any tracks of people
You go
that
ahead
have been
and
here
roll.
recently?
I'll be right back.
No problem. You go ahead and roll.
So,
Roll survival.
Yeah.
while we're here, because it will last 8 hours, after we'll just cast Mage Armor.
I want to start digging a hole.
Why?
My big brain says X marks the spot.
Is that Daka?
No, it's Banda.
Vander.
Vander. Okay. Yeah, you just start digging a random hole. Nova, you rolled twice. Why did you roll twice?
No, the
No, the
first
first
one
one
was
was
when I was
before.
following the map. The second one was when you told me
Ah.
for the tracks.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, you do see tracks, but unfortunately, they just suddenly disappear.
Oh, we have quite a high modifiers and we keep rolling low. They're saying that when we have low modifiers, we're rolling high.
Yeah. Disappear in a particular place, like against a tree or something, or just like in the middle of a clearing?
Middle of nowhere. And it's not even the middle of a clearing. There's trees all over the place. They just there you see a couple of tracks. It looks like humanoid tracks, but they just disappear. Just suddenly stop. Not in front of a tree, just at random between two trees.
Is there anything up in the trees if we look up?
You look up at the trees. You just see beautiful normal trees, just swinging in the wind. Nothing out of the ordinary, really.
I
I
love these
return
trees.
with soup and rice.
Me.
Well done on your hunter-gathering trip.
Yes.
Um,
What I miss?
There were some tracks here that just kind of disappear. So there must be something hidden around here somewhere. People should look around.
I'm telling you, it's underground.
Vander, yeah, you can roll me for digging.
Is that acrobatics?
Athletics, I'd say.
No, strength.
Oh, strength.
Doc is going to be help digging the hole.
Yeah, you guys are digging quite an impressive hole. Right where that X should be. Maybe it's 8 feet deep now. You guys have done a serious job with that hole.
Afra's staying well away where she can't get covered in any dirt.
Daka, you're gonna actually Daka and Vander. You guys are gonna roll me Constitution, please.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Vander, you roll a 10. Vander, you just see your vision kind of turning pink a little bit as you kind of get a little bit oozy and dizzy, and you just kind of start losing balance. Daka, you kind of catch Vander a little bit as he looks like he would have fallen if you weren't there.
As I look in Daka's eye, all I see is pink.
Doc, clearly seeing his ally is in some big trouble, immediately tosses him out of the hole and he climbs out of the hole himself as well.
Did you say anything?
Daka makes noises that can best be described as wheezes of anxiety.
Because she's a bit away. Afra called out. You find anything?
Pink. All pink.
Yeah, Vander's starting to like mutter a bit of nonsense right now. Vander's probably Vander. You're kind of just seeing random things from your childhood right now in quick succession.
Oh no. Don't eat the bread.
Jeez, that's ominous. Doc is gonna try and figure out what's went wrong. Would that be a medicine roll?
It would be.
Got it. He's got the madness. the gold madness when we were digging for gold.
No. Mom, is that you? No, turn around.
Yeah, things aren't going so well. So what do you guys do?
I'm still not sure what's happening, so I'm still like, hey, did you find anything? What the hell is going on? And I was looking very frustrated. Still very wary of mosquitoes.
Donka makes it very clear that his ally is in much pain and trouble. The best he can without making much sound.
That'll make Ephraim start walking over. What's wrong with him?
I'm gonna be rolling and tucking while crying my eyes out.
I'll go over to Vander and cast detect poison and disease.
Oh, how useful.
See if he's diseased.
I'm just reading it right now. Yeah, so you actually detect in Vander that there is a slight toxin inside of him. It looks like it's a natural toxin that is in the form of an inhaled vapor or something of the sorts. Yeah, it looks like he's hallucinating because of this toxin.
I'll take a step back from him and say, he's inhaled some kind of toxin.
Ephraim's stepping back.
Daka, having one of his small big brain moments that he occasionally has, looks back to the hole and knows they found it. Or found something. Some kind of chemical, or they're on the right track. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna jump down and keep digging.
Okay.
No. Don't do that. There could be more down there.
Roll me athletics.
And Ephraim is gonna whisper it then over. It's fine, it's fine. Let him do all the work, we'll get the money.
Yeah.
But he's not helping. Sorry.
You actually as you're digging, you hit something that looks like it's made of stone. And you start digging it out, and it looks like a tiny stone chimney of sorts. It has these little openings every so often, and right as you hit it open, you dig it out, and you find kind of oh my god, like prison bars, sort of. It looks like you dug out a window right now. And you're gonna roll your Constitution one more time.
Oh, that's not a window, that's a vent.
And you're good.
Oh.
You actually you see these pink toxic fumes coming out of the window, but you seem unaffected by them. I'm also going to say that Vander, you stop hallucinating. You're doing much
Oh,
better.
sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
All I saw was my horrible past. The bread.
Yeah.
As I want to look at Alfred and say, the bread.
She gives a very loud sigh.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Here for round 2, jumps in the hole.
Do not.
Doc is gonna catch him because I assume before this hole was 8 feet deep. I'm assuming it's a little deeper now. So Doc
Yes.
is definitely gonna try
Just
and catch him.
digging around a poisonous vent. It's probably not amazingly intelligent.
Yeah, Vander, you kind of dive in headfirst into this hole. It would have almost meant your certain death, but Daka, with his giant green muscles, catches you very, very
You literally
charismatically.
dived head first. Yikes.
Yep. Yeah, Daka, you catch him in your arms right now, and you see the pink fumes kind of stop coming out of the iron bars. It looks like it was just a certain wisp of them that came out.
Doc points to them, and he tries to get everyone else in the hole.
Oh, why don't you go first, and we'll follow you if it's safe.
You
That's a good
described
idea.
this as a chimney. So that means, is there a hole we could simmy our way down in?
The chimney, I would say, is about the diameter, or sorry, the surface area of a fist in terms of how large it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not very big chimney, but the metal bars, they look like the window is big enough for someone to kind of break through if they wanted to. You could also look into the room if you'd like. Oh. And that's an 8, I believe.
I want an assist.
Reckless attack. If the window tries to strike back at me, it has advantage.
Yeah,
You forgot to declare that before, though.
Oh no.
yeah, you kind of swing at the window, but it makes a large clanking sound that echoes into the room beyond. And you take a look into the room. You just notice it's quite dark, but you notice like a pink liquid. It's kind of emanating a bit of light, pink glow in the room. It's quite dark, but yeah, the echo kind of echoes into this room, and silence.
Doctor, you found the mother lode.
After I'll go up to her again. If they die, they die. Okay.
Want to keep
Who did
digging
you-
around?
Who did you say that to, Afra?
You, just you.
Okay, I nod.
So do you guys keep digging around, or?
Yep.
Yeah,
Who-
Doc is gonna keep on digging, trying to find a bigger hole he can fit through.
We dig. We dig fast.
You guys are doing a really good job at excavating this
Yeah, this
entire
has been.
stone. It looks like a kind of a stone bunker underground. You guys are digging it out. You guys find another window with iron bars. Except this time you're also going to see next to this window there's a kind of a crack in the stone right now, a vulnerable portion of the wall.
Doc, any ideas?
As he's saying that, Doc is already raising his great axe again. This time, reckless attack. 18 for 8 slashing.
Yeah, you bring down your axe onto what exactly? What are you attacking?
He is attacking the weak portion of the wall with the intentions of possibly breaking it down.
Yeah, you bring it down onto the stone wall, and it kind of creates like a small like scratch on the stone. Basically, you bring down your axe really hard, and it creates like an axe-shaped indent in the stone because you hit so hard. But stone on axe is like half damage,
Yeah.
I'd say. So yeah, a bit of sparks fly out. In the meantime,
Afra's gonna call down, just like, use a hammer. Because she thinks it's really, really dumb to use an axe for cutting stone.
Mm.
And she doesn't hide her feelings.
Doc tosses up a big chunk of dirt up there with his chopper.
She. What would I try and roll to avoid that?
I guess you can both roll against each other. Athletics versus dexterity.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Aha!
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, she just dodges it quite elegantly. Afra, Nova, both of you can roll a perception, please.
Nova's gonna roll like twice as high as me.
My sheet is lagging. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, literally twice as
Exactly.
high. Yeah, Afra, you just notice a pricking feeling in the back of your neck as Nova, you look and you see a mosquito just having a nice drink off of Afra's neck right now. You also hear a mosquito flying next to your ear, Nova.
I move back from it and say,
Nice.
Afra, something on your neck.
Can I shocking grasp it again?
Alright, go ahead and use a spell slot.
No, it's a cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip. Okay, great.
It's my favorite cantrip in the game. I love shocking grasp.
Do you roll for it or no?
Yeah, but I imagine it wouldn't be too hard to hit a mosquito.
Go ahead. They're evasive creatures. So exclamation mark I have to write, right?
Well, it'll be AC.
What?
Okay.
Because it's an attack roll. And I can't imagine the AC of a mosquito being particularly high.
Well, they're hard to get, so...
Yeah, but I'm hitting it with lightning.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say the AC is 12. So, what did you get?
13.
13, yeah,
I
that
want to
hits.
see this guy turn to ash.
And fried mosquito falls onto the ground. As it looks like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them start kind of flying and forming a small swarm around you guys. It starts to rain a little bit and drizzle as well at the same time, I would say. You guys are starting to get a little bit wet. Just a little, just a slight drizzle.
This is the worst day of Afra's life.
Yeah, I'd like to know what Daka and Vander are up to.
Doc is currently trying to rip open a hole with his bare hands at this point, using using I was about to say he's using the little hole he cut in there to get a better grip, but now I imagine he just got his arm caught and stuck.
I'm gonna beat it up as well to loosen up his.
Please tell me you have a bludgeoning weapon.
Oh,
I-
this is...
Bare fist! Ah!
I don't know. That's a great idea.
Yeah, Daka, you were actually doing a good job at dislodging a few stones, but like you said, your arm got caught in there. You're going to take 3 points of slashing damage as you get scratched by the stones. Vander,
Oh.
you start lifting stones, and you're doing such a good job that you dislodge Daka from it, and you create a small opening where someone can crawl through into this dark room with a pink hue in it.
I don't want to go in there. Maybe we should call the rest of the guys to come down.
Daka nods. He didn't think this far ahead. He also doesn't want to go in there.
Oh, so brave.
I'm gonna look above the hole and scream out, "Come down in! The hole is fine!"
After zapping as many mosquitoes as possible is gonna get down as dexterously as possible for getting the smallest amount of dirt on her as possible.
Alright, both of you roll me at least 10 in athletics.
Or acrobatics? Because
Or acrobatics is fine.
woohoo.
I'll call down as well.
Yeah, don't go ahead first like someone else.
Yeah, Nova and
I
Afra,
heard that.
Nova and Afra, you make your way down to the hole quite gracefully. As you see this small opening with, it's very dark in there, but there's a pink hue coming from it, from inside.
So, do we know what this is? Afra saying? Looking to the other three, wondering if any three of you have any experience with this purple stuff or pink stuff.
Sadly, no. It's the first time for me.
Could I roll in nature?
Go ahead, yeah.
Is it natural?
Daka is tempted to taste it.
You don't, so there's nothing to taste. You just see a pink light coming from inside that room. You're not in that room yet, you're in the hole. You see a hole, another hole you made, leading into this dark room with a pink hue kind of light in there. There's nothing to
Oh, okay,
taste,
then
yeah.
if it's really dark, then Afra's gonna cast light on Daka's weapon.
Daka has dark vision.
Yeah, she's
Well,
gonna
now
do it
we also
anyway.
have light.
Afra wants to see in and see around you, and also light will still help when you have dark vision.
That is true. Daka looks at this glowing chopper, and he is happy.
It's a dim yellow glow on your weapon.
Do we see or hear any movement in this room?
Perception. Daka, you're really not sure, but Nova, you hear a door open very slowly in that room, and that's all you hear.
Uh-oh.
I'll say, shh, I think someone's coming.
You hear 2 footsteps, and then the footsteps stop.
Do you think we're not alone?
I think we're not alone. Do you guys want to go in?
What do you think, Daka?
Daka's currently like he's fought many battles, but when it comes to this like slow creeping sensation of dread, he is not used to it. So he's currently shaking in his boots, holding his big old great axe in front of him like a flashlight, trying to look inside there.
I want to inspire Daka.
Nice.
You can do it, man. Don't be afraid. It might be a hole, but it's not too dark to go in with your glowing choppa.
Daka, feeling reinvigorated, stops shaking for a moment, and he charges straight in, using his entire 40-foot movement speed, with his axe in the air.
Okay.
Trying to
got
see
this, Chop.
everything in the room.
I want your advice, guys. I'm rolling a surprise attack on Daka right now.
Oh no!
Can I do that, or should I make him roll perception first?
I mean,
I'd say he wasn't actually.
he wasn't looking.
He
Yeah.
wasn't looking.
So I could just roll the attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want to start some combat, everyone rolls initiative, and then the surprise one means no one can do anything on their first turn if they're surprised.
Okay. I was gonna do the surprise and then roll initiative, but okay. Everyone roll initiative. That includes me as well.
You can kind of do it either way, but the normal way is everyone rolls initiative, and then if you're surprised, you just do nothing on your first turn.
Okay.
Which Nova probably isn't, but the rest of us probably are.
So I'm just gonna say this now. Daka's AC is 14. I guarantee you, whatever tried to hit him will probably hit him.
I need to do it on my token. I need to do it on my token, but I kind of want to keep my roll to keep it fair. Or does it not even matter? Because you're going to
It's
do it
fine.
manually.
I'm handwriting it, or does
Oh,
roll
okay,
20 do
perfect.
it? Yeah.
Roll20 does it, but it kind of relies on using tokens and stuff for it.
Okay. I'm
So if you're not
establishing-
using the board on Roll20, it's probably better to do it outside.
Oh, and Vander rolled 13, eh? Okay. Okay. Now should I roll publicly or privately? Let's see. So for initiative, I take the Dex modifier, correct?
Yes, indeed.
Of the stat block, yeah. Okay, it's 1. But now you're gonna know how many enemies you have, right?
We'll know soon enough, maybe.
So I'm typing it, nothing's coming out. Let me just use the dice roller. So I on the dice roller I do d20 plus. Let's try rolling this way. Oh, okay, that worked, and that worked. Okay. So I have a 10 and a 9, and I am attacking.
Daka.
I'm attacking Daka. I got a 17. Does that beat your AC?
Yep.
Okay, so a crossbow comes flying from the darkness, approximately from the direction that Nova heard that sound earlier. A crossbow bolt, and hits you straight in the right shoulder, dealing 8 piercing damage plus 3 poison
Oof.
damage.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm actually down quite a bit of HP.
Was your constitution really low?
Well, I'm nowhere near half, but it's still a surprising amount.
Yeah. Next up is Vander.
As I see this and I realize my mistake, I cast Bardic Inspiration on poor Daka.
Okay. Could you click it just so I can read what it does?
Wait, is Bardic Inspiration isn't really a spell, right? You can. Isn't it a bonus action to give it?
No,
It's
they just
bonus
have to hear
action.
it.
You can inspire others. Use a bonus action
It's-
on your turn.
It's more like I play a lute or say a word, and you feel inspired. Like
So it's a bonus action, so you can still take a turn.
yep. And I'm gonna try to make my way to over Daka.
Okay. So you're next to Daka right now, and you don't have to roll for Bardic Inspiration, right? You just you just do it.
Yeah.
The person using it will roll it later. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Great.
Wait, do we see it? Do we see it? Because do we see the assaults? Because that could charge into the middle, and light is 20 feet bright, 20 feet dim.
Yeah, you see a figure kind of crouching behind what looks like a cauldron, actually, and the cauldron is this pink liquid. Yeah.
So may I ask, as soon as Daka sees this man, could he use this reaction to roll intimidation?
Not on a
I'm gonna say you were surprised, yeah, but on your turn, maybe.
Yes.
Your turn's coming up,
perhaps.
yeah. So Vander?
Oh, I'm gonna cast thing, cure wounds.
Okay.
Daka is
On.
happy.
On Daka.
Yep, on Daka.
How much
So you're
HP?
moving up next to him.
How much HP does that heal?
Let me see. It's a level 10. I'm assuming. If I'm wrong.
Oh, what level did you cast that at?
A level 5.
And 28.
Wait, how could you cast that at level 5? We don't have 5th level spells.
Yeah, we don't have 5th level spells. at the minute.
Oh, never mind. Level
What's spell
1.
level? Yeah, so
So
yeah, it'll be
one.
the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the 10.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah.
10.
Okay, so
10.
yeah, you gain 10 hit points, Daka. Next up is Daka. Sorry, next up is the one of the crossbow people. He's gonna aim at Vander now.
Sorry, just to be clear, how far was Daka away from us?
He's approximately 6 feet away from you guys.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he didn't even get far.
Yeah, but the light, as long as it's not a massive room, the light probably covers all of it, so we'll be able to at least fight
Yeah.
back.
No, I was just thinking, obviously, because Cure Wounds is a touch, so Vander would have had to move.
Oh
up,
yeah,
so
that's a
thought
good
I'd
point.
see.
Oh, it did not hit.
Sorry, no, I was rolling a d20. I didn't have the modifier. Okay, this is plus modifier.
Oh no, that's
16. Does that
definitely
hit?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's beyond.
Okay, I'm gonna roll damage here. So it's 1d10 plus 3 piercing damage as you take a crossbow as well to the right arm. This is how much damage you take from piercing damage, and then you take 3 points of poison damage additionally.
So 9.
9 points total, yeah. Next up is Daka.
Daka, seeing the person who just ran up to heal him gets shot in the arm with a crossbow bolt, is gonna rip and tear until it is dead, and he's gonna pop a rage.
What does that do?
I now have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. I have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and I gain a small bonus to
Damage.
to damage.
Awesome.
And if he can see the person, then he's not afraid of the person because he knows he can hit the person. So he's gonna like straight up run up to this crossbowman. He has a 40-foot movement speed. He's gonna run straight up to him. Will he be able to hit the person?
Well, you can roll against AC.
All right. In that case, he's also going to activate Reckless Attack.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's gonna slam down with his chopper.
What does reckless attack do? So it says if you're counter.
It means his attacks get advantage, but attacks get advantage on him for the next round.
But don't you already have advantage, or was that just for strength?
That was just for strength things.
Okay, so now you have advantage on your
Okay.
attack. Great.
Yep. That's an oof. That's definitely
Oof.
going to probably miss, but thankfully, extra attack.
Woohoo!
So whoever he's hitting is about to take a whopping 19 points of damage.
Okay, so you got a 20 on your attack. That beats the AC. And so yeah, you deal 19 points of damage. And okay, math is done. I don't tell you guys how much HP is left, do I?
Yeah.
You can tell us what
Yeah.
they look like, because like if we really
Yeah.
hurt someone, they'll be bleeding. But you don't have to give us numbers. 'cause
Yeah,
it's boring.
as you turn the corner of the cauldron, you see a man with dark blue robes, kind of holding his crossbow. He seemed to have been surprised by you, but managed to drop his crossbow just in time to pull out a large blade and parry your attack. But your axe still kind of managed to like scratch a bit his shoulder, and he's bleeding a little bit from that shoulder right now. Does that give you an indication?
More or less, yeah.
All right, next up we have me again, as I'm going to attack Daka with another crossbow, coming from another point
Is
of
it
the
the
room.
same guy or a different
No,
guy?
a different guy.
Do we see him?
Do I have to
Then-
make you guys roll perception for that or no, to see him?
Well, it depends.
Not if
like
he's shooting.
if he's hiding at like the edges of the light, then no. But the edges of the light will be like 40 feet.
If he's hiding behind like a cauldron or something.
Yeah, that'll be like stealth against our perception, but you don't need to tell us what the stealth is.
Okay.
So he'll kind of be revealed
Well,
when he attacks.
So,
Yeah, he
you
can't
guys,
be
can you
stealth
guys,
and shooting, so
and can you guys roll
It's
perception?
like we would have no clue until he fired.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he fires now. So do you? That doesn't mean you guys know where he is, right? You guys still have to roll perception.
Yeah.
We would after he attacks.
Fires, it would reveal his
Okay.
position.
That's fine. So yeah, you guys notice he's from the west side of the room right now, where he seemed to have been crouching behind a cauldron as well from that side. You see doors on either side of the room right now. Two ways that you could have entered this room. It looks like two people entered from opposite sides at the same time. And yeah, he shoots with a crossbow bolt straight at Daka right now. He rolled a 19. Does that beat your AC?
Most definitely.
Okay. And so same as before. So actually, I'm just gonna pick the default damage here, just to save time. So that makes 8 points of piercing damage with 3 points of poison damage. So you can apply. I know you have
got it.
resistance to
So-
piercing. I think.
Yep, so that's only 4 points piercing. So that in total is 7 damage.
Okay.
Got it.
As you take a crossbow bolt straight to the back right now, the left shoulder, a little bit of blood comes trickling out. Next up is Nova.
Okay, I'll head into the room. How far away roughly is the first guy?
First guy, I'd say he's 18 feet away from you on the right. Daka is all up in his face right now. And the other guy, maybe 20 feet to the left. There's a bunch of
Do I
cauldrons
feel like
in
I
this room.
could get a clean shot at that first guy, or is Daka between us?
Daka's kind of between you guys.
Okay, then I'll shoot at the other guy, and I will try to produce flame at him.
Okay. You're shooting with a flame?
Yes.
Okay.
A magic flame forms in my hand, and I throw it at him.
I love that spell.
So 13 is the damage, right? 18 is the roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So 18 beats his AC. Oh, or is it spell save I should be using for him?
No, it's AC.
It's AC.
18
It
versus
doesn't attack
AC.
roll, it's AC.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so that beats his AC, so he takes 13 points of damage. And voila. Yeah, you guys, you see kind of his arm catch fire as he's trying to put it out, and he's kind of screaming. He's wildly and aggressively patting his arm down and trying to put it out right now. Next up, Afra.
Okay, so in terms of hurt again, to go back to that, does the guy putting out the flames look at the flames almost killed him, or like he's
No,
just
he's
been burnt a bit?
He's burning right now, just a little bit. But it doesn't look like he's about to die.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Hold Person on him.
Okay, was that do?
So, Wisdom save, DC 15, or he's paralyzed.
Right. Okay, I rolled a 3.
Woohoo.
So that means, so what you kind of like put your hand out and from a distance you paralyze him in place?
Yes, so that means he can't take actions or reactions. He fails strength and dexterity throws automatically. All attack rolls against him have advantage. and if someone's within 5 feet of him and attacked, they get a crit automatically.
Yeah, he's
And he can
paralyzed.
reroll the saving throw at the end of his turn.
Okay, he's paralyzed. He's definitely paralyzed in place right now, and he's just frozen. Kind of his eyes are moving around, but the flames are out. But he's kind of frozen in that position while he was trying.
And Afra is just staring at him like, someone get this guy. Holding still, she's intensely focused, very angry from her bad day.
Yeah, you're a little bit wet from the rain too. Vander, you're up next.
I think he said he had the BRB.
Yeah.
Oh, did I miss it? Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Your turn just died. So there's a guy paralyzed, so you could get like an auto crit if you get within 5 feet, and there's another guy that Daka's fighting.
I'm gonna go where you said to auto crit him to flank.
Okay, yeah. You walk up to this guy who's just frozen in place. It looks like he was trying to put out a flame on his right arm, but he's just frozen in that position. You can go ahead and roll for attack. He gets advantage, or he just crits?
Yeah, it's attack with advantage, and if it hits, it's a crit.
Okay, good.
So the damage counts as a crit. So please hit.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna slash him with my rapier.
That's a hit. Roll for damage. Roll for damage.
Sorry about that. I'm just looking for the dice.
Okay.
+2.
Okay.
If you click the
No.
name of your weapon, it
Yeah.
will automatically roll damage.
But so for crits, you want to roll two times the dice or double the result on the dice.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
And then plus your
Yeah.
whatever you're rolling with, your strength or your
Yeah.
dex.
To ask Wilson, for
Like-
crits in this, are we going double the dice? You roll twice the dice, or you double the result of the one dice?
I say you double.
Okay, so 10 plus 2, 12 would be
12 damage.
what he got.
And slashing damage.
Rapier's piercing. Yeah.
Piercing damage. Okay, yeah. Yeah. You bring your blade directly into his abdomen, and sorry, how much did we say? 10?
12.
12. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. And you just see blood oozing from his abdomen, and he just looks like he's in pain, but he still can't move. And yeah, he doesn't look dead. It is a
This
big.
brings up a smile, seeing that someone's taking good advantage of what she's doing.
Yeah. Next up is my dude, the first guy. He's going to try to attack Daka and try to defend himself right now. So he's going to swing with his blade right now at Daka, sideways, try to slash him. He rolls a 7. That I'm assuming fails your
Yep,
armor
but
class.
roll one more time. He has advantage.
Oh yeah, nice 21. That's a hit.
Yep, that'll definitely hit.
Nice for me, not nice for you. And so with a 21, he attacks you. He actually gets you right under the armpit, and he's going to deal 6 points of slashing damage. But you have resistance, so I guess it's just 3.
Yep.
There we go. That's my turn. Next up.
Too angry to feel pain.
Yeah. Next up is Daka.
Daka looks at his slightly bleeding armpit, looks at this man, and just slowly shakes his head. And he will.
You cut out.
Daka quickly mouths the word heretic as he brings up his chopper and slams it straight down onto this guy.
Okay. 8. That does not
Yep.
hit.
Extra attack?
You have advantage. Awesome. Okay. Extra
Wait,
attack.
are you reckless? You gotta save your recklessing first.
Oh, I'm not recklessing right now.
Okay.
But he does get the extra attack.
Yeah, he always gets that.
Okay.
He's a Chad.
Yes.
Awesome.
So 20.
Yeah, 20 hits, and I'm assuming it's 8 points of slashing damage, or I add the 10 from radiant.
It's all of it. So 18.
18. Okay, yeah, you're gonna deal 18 points of damage. Yeah, you're bringing this guy down pretty low. You bring down your choppa and you get him right on the left shoulder, kind of embedding your axe deep into his left shoulder, and you pull it out, and he kind of falls on the ground bleeding. He's not dead, but he's kind of crawling away from you, trying to like escape with his life right now.
As a bonus action, could I roll intimidation to make him be still?
What do you want to say to him?
More as an animalistic growl while putting my foot on him and making it very clear I don't want him to move away.
Okay, go ahead and roll. What do I roll to defend myself from this?
Well, you just want, because like the idea of like while you're killing someone, asking them to be still, you'd probably just want a really high DC. That wouldn't be a roll.
Yeah, just decide if it's good enough.
Okay. Thank you. 21's good enough. Yeah, he looks up at you and he's kind of quivering. His lip is quivering a little bit. And you just see him lying on his back right now, just completely intimidated by you. And he's just shaking uncontrollably in fear at your intimidating self. So next up is me again. Right now I'm controlling the paralyzed guy. I'm gonna roll for. It's at the end of my turn. I can roll, right?
Yeah, at the end of his turn, he gets to make another Wisdom save, DC 15.
During my turn, unless I have a special ability that I can do without moving, I can't do much.
Unless you have an ability you can do without taking actions.
I see. Okay, so I can't take actions. Yeah, I guess all I'm gonna do is roll to come back to non-paralyzed state. I'm rolling Wisdom against what?
DC 15.
DC 15. Okay.
So it needs 15 or higher.
Okay. And I got a 20, and he just manages to break past the paralysis spell that was holding him in place. And I can't take an action, but yeah, he looks like he twirls his sword a little bit, and looks like he's still in the game right now. He pulls himself off of your blade, Vander. Okay, next up is Nova.
Okay, I will try to produce flame, same guy. Worked the first time.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh,
That's
only 10.
10. You roll for flames, and the flames go flying directly towards this guy. Yeah, he just tumbles out of the way and tries to hide behind a cauldron. I'm going to roll stealth against all of yours perception.
Well,
can I do that?
Can't.
He can't do that. It's not his turn. Eh?
You can't. Well, you can't. He can't. One, it's not his turn, and two, hiding doesn't work. Like you break line of sight, and suddenly everyone forgets where you are.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm just gonna say that he rolls and dodges it, and he tries to hide behind a cauldron, but you guys see him.
Okay.
So next up is Afra.
This guy has annoyed me, and annoying Afra is a bad idea. So, because she doesn't have produce flame, she's going to do the next best thing, and that's Firebolt, because she wants to see this guy burn.
So much fire on this poor guy.
Fuck.
Oh my god, I thought you said fireball for a second, and I thought
I said Firebolt. I wouldn't have said Fireball was the next best thing to produce flame.
Oh, jeez. After you cast a fire bolt, and it just barely misses as it hits a cauldron and knocks the cauldron over. Pink liquid starts like flowing and flooding the ground right now as pink vapor starts to fill the room. Everybody roll me Constitution on the left side. So that's only going to be Nova, Vander, and Afra. You're all going to roll me Constitution. I'm going to roll Constitution too.
Oh, great. I hope it'd also be the guy.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Everyone's better be tripping balls.
I rolled.
Come on, at least say I rolled high. Come on, it's coming through. It's just lagging. Yeah.
Yeah, Afra. Okay.
I don't go insane apparently.
The Vander and Nova, you guys are just kind of just like losing consciousness a little bit. I'm gonna give you both 2 points of sickness damage, but my guy is gonna fall completely unconscious and just fall face first onto the flowing pink liquid as he starts drowning and dies in this liquid right now.
I don't think he'd die on the same turn though.
Not on the same turn? Okay, well he's slowly drowning unless he can wake himself up.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Every complete round of combat is 6 seconds. As a little framework there.
Okay. Next.
So I've used my action. I still have my movement, and with that I'm just going to back up a bit because I don't want to be in this room with fumes.
You can move to the right side of the room where Daka is. The fumes are not there right now.
Will I still have a decent line of sight if I step back further away?
Yeah, you're still within 20 feet.
Yeah, I'll just go to the right side.
Right, whose turn was it now? I think it was Afra who just went, so it's Vander now. Vander,
Oh, you see him?
you're kind of losing consciousness right now. You failed your Constitution saving throw. I'm gonna say you have disadvantage this turn, but you can still take a turn.
Oh no. I after experiencing the same pain again, I'm gonna clumsily cast stinking cloud near the area where Dak is fighting.
Okay, what does Stinking Cloud do?
There you go. It creates a 20-foot radius spear of yellow nasty gas.
Oh, because we need more gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does everybody need to roll Constitution?
You're not casting it on us, right?
No. Where Dak is fighting, the area of the two cloaked guys are at.
Well, it's a 20-foot radius, so that pretty much covers the
Well,
right side.
you
of
want
the
you
room.
want you want to put it in a
Oh.
corner where it won't get the rest of us, or not cast it at all.
I'm
You realize we're
casting
in a small
it.
area.
Wait, you said the whole room is less than 20 foot?
No. I'll say the right side of the room is kind of a 20-foot radius in and of itself, and the other side is symmetrical. So right now the left side is pretty much covered in pink fumes already. If you want to,
Yeah, don't do it.
if you want to yellow up the right side, it's up to you.
I'm going for the right side.
No, don't do that.
Okay. All right.
You get more of us than you do of the enemy.
There's only one guy over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna
Alright,
do
lose to the
Constitution
spell
saving
slot.
throw against poison. Everyone, so Daka, me, and
Wait, this is like the poison equivalent of fireball. Jesus.
It really is.
yeah,
Oh no,
This
I'm
is such a
sorry.
horrible idea. That's just gonna fucking kill you.
Daka, Nova, and Daka, Afra, and me. We're all gonna roll Constitution right now.
Alfred's gonna kill you after this.
No, I'm so sorry.
Guess I'll die.
No, you're not. You did it anyway.
I want to make the whole room full of gas.
Oh, come
But-
on!
All to be completely
I'm not
useless.
Afra may have passed, but she's still gonna kill you after this. What the fuck?
Oh no.
Deserved.
Okay, so it says on a failed save, the creature. So Daka, you failed the save. The creature spends its action that turn retching and reeling. Creatures that don't breathe or are immune, blah blah blah. Moderate wind disperses the cloud. It doesn't say how much damage it deals though. So
It doesn't do damage.
it doesn't do damage. Okay, Daka, you're basically retching and vomiting right now. This is great
Doesn't Daka
timing
have
because
bardic inspiration?
he does have bardic inspiration, but can you use it?
It's
after-
not gonna make a difference, right? Unless your DC is super low.
Yeah. What is the DC actually?
It'll
13.
say on your sheet.
Oh, do I choose it or he chooses it?
No,
No, it's just
his
spell
spells.
save.
I'm trying to look for my DC. Where's that again?
Go
On
on
the
your spells
spells page.
page. This is where
Yeah.
it says spell save DC at the top.
Oh, it says 14.
Yo, if the Bardic Inspiration is a D8, then I could actually pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need it's 50-50.
Yo!
Oh,
there you go.
That's a date. And so
Daka,
Daka, you resist
to
this.
vomit.
So
yellow
basically, what we're
cloud.
saying is, he chose to use a third level spell slot to do nothing but make us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah, and also the cloud does not disperse on its own, so it's there the next turn as well, and the turn after that until it disperses. A moderate wind.
Until you lose concentration, please lose concentration.
If that
I'm
were
so
attacking
sorry.
him next.
Yeah, like he doesn't lose concentration. I'm actually gonna hit him instead.
It smells like several skunk cabbage leaves.
Uh-huh.
Next up is me. I'm gonna roll against Daka right now, and this time I'm gonna try to roll and swipe at your legs right now with my blade. Here we go. What did I get?
Wait, wasn't this man intimidated?
Oh yeah, sorry, I got confused. My bad. Yeah, he's intimidated.
And he misses.
And he misses. Yeah, he's shitting his pants right now. Right now he's not even gonna try to attack you. He's just surrendering. He puts his blade down and just puts his hands up and says, "Please don't kill me, please. I beg you."
That's good. That's what we like to see.
Dak, it's your turn.
I can make the other guy do the same.
And,
Make the other guy do the same.
and he's going to get the guy on his feet, take the weapon away from him, and put the guy's hands behind his back, and with one hand, one massive hand, kind of hold his hands behind his back and he starts walking him out of the building.
You're walking towards the door right now. As you're opening the next.
Are you forgetting about the other guy?
The other guy's unconscious, drowning.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. My bad. My bad.
Not
Yeah.
Daka's problem. Daka's just getting this guy out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, you walk up to the door. The door is actually ajar, and you can see into the next room right now. The next room is actually, it looks like it's a strange sight. The ceiling is kind of illuminated in like a light blue light that's radiating down. You see a kind of slight rays of light that are coming into contact with dust particles throughout the room that kind of make like a nice lighting effect. You see 3 other openings, one on each cardinal direction of this large room. This room is covered in vegetation. There's leafy bushes everywhere, and most notably mushrooms of various colors, the most common being kind of a dark purple mushroom. You also notice something else. Walking around the center, and the center is a kind of a large tree. Around the center, sleeping, are 3 lions, fully grown. Just there, just sleeping next to this underground tree.
If those
Daka
guys
closes the door.
no, if those guys are sleeping, are we even in combat right now?
Yeah, you guys are. I could say you guys are out of combat. Just unless you guys want to wait for every round for this guy to drown. He's gonna stay in the office. Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, you guys. Basically, the combat ends. You guys find yourselves. Most of you are still in the cauldron room. It's dark. The pink hue is still illuminating the room. These cauldrons seem to be actively boiling something. There's, like I said, there's 2 exits. One's to the west, one to the east. The east one leads to this large grove. Looks like underground grove with like an enchanted ceiling of some sort that illuminates the room. So yeah, it's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do?
So I think the first thing I'm going to do is someone's going to stop the drowning guy drowning, and then we're going to interrogate both of these guys that attacked us.
Yeah, well, pull the unconscious guy out with a juice, whatever it is.
Okay, yeah, you pull him out of this like pink liquid puddle.
It's undiluted Ribena.
And yeah, he seems still to be unconscious, but alive, absolutely. The other one says, "Look, please, I'll do anything. Just don't let them kill me. I don't want to die."
Okay, then you answer that questions, yes?
I'll answer anything you need to know.
Good. So, what is this place?
He says, "Well, this is our hideout. I work for the Heskin organization."
Well, what are you making? Why are you fucking 10 feet underground?
Well, it's a hidden operation. We've been manufacturing Riff here for several months now. Look, just take whatever you need and leave. I'll say I didn't see you.
And why should we let you leave? And with that, I'm going to be as intimidating as possible.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Daka's gonna give the help action to that.
It didn't help.
Daka's
Fuck.
gonna be.
It was a nat 3 and a nat 2. That's so unlucky.
Yeah, he says, "Look, I have a lot to live for. I just really don't. This place doesn't really matter that much to me, honestly. I get paid to defend.
Then why would you take the risk of working here?
I need the money. These aren't exactly easy times."
And why don't you go scram.
You can let him go, Zach.
What? Not yet. Hang on.
Yeah, Doc
Yeah, you-
gives you a little jostle, so like points to the sky, like we ain't done here yet.
We've got another one.
Where do you keep the raw stuff before it's cooked?
He looks around and he says, "To tell you the truth, I don't know much about how they make this stuff. They just told me to defend the area and protect it. So
You're really not
all I
good at
can
your
tell
job.
you is that there's these cauldrons here that they pour something inside of it and they boil it and then they ship it off that way." And he points to the other side of the grove and he says, "Over there is where they have all the carriages. That's where they export all the shipment."
Is there any other like storerooms here?
He looks around and he says, "To be honest, they don't store much. They ship it out pretty quickly, but I've seen them harvest those mushrooms over there. Maybe that's what you're looking for." And he says, "Look, please, just don't leave me conscious here. Just hit me in the face or something. I can't look like I let you guys in."
What stops you just running away?
Him up.
What?
And-
How many other
and-
people are here first before you knock him out?
He says, "Well, there's the Archmage, but I think he's in his study. He shouldn't be coming down here anytime soon. Just keep
Would he
quiet."
fight? Would the Archmage fight if we?
The Archmage is in charge of this operation. Unfortunately, he's not. He wouldn't go down without a fight, I think. But look, you guys are probably not going to attract any attention. So if you're quiet, I don't think he'll be coming down anytime soon."
Wait, so out of character. At the very start of the session, what was our mission exactly? For this?
Yeah, your mission basically was to find the substance they used to make Riff.
Okay.
And to manage to extract a substantial amount of that, enough to make enough medicine to start curing people in Womborn.
Okay, so there's no other guards. It was just you and this guy.
Yeah, we're the two guards on this side. I know there's a few guards stationed on the entrance. I don't know how the hell you guys got in, but yeah, the entrance is that way. He said. He's pointing. He points towards the grove, towards the north side.
Daka takes the man's head and slowly turns him towards the big old hole in the wall.
He looks at Daka and just like nods. He looks still scared of Daka.
And if Daka remembers, this guy said that he needs to be punched in the face or something similar, so it looked like he went down while giving a fight.
Well, no. Just let him run.
But we can use him for access.
No, we don't. We'll just go
Yeah, I
through.
I don't think we need him.
Oh.
He says, "Honestly, I'm not gonna run. They're gonna see me, and I'll have a few questions to answer. If they find out that I failed in my mission, or that I willingly let you guys through and escape, they're gonna kill me. I need to make this believable. Please punch me
Okay,
in the
but
face."
if we
That
find
suits
out
you,
that you
Daka.
betrayed us, we'll come back for you, and you won't live again.
"That's a deal," he says, and he just kind of like closes his eyes and like turns his face away, just waiting for the punch.
See, I-
Daka picks him up and
Yeah.
raises the man above his own head, above Daka's head, and he puts his
Yes,
knee
I know,
out
yes.
in front of him, and he's gonna do a bane,
Go
oh
ahead.
my
roll.
god.
Non-lethal or lethal?
non-lethal, possibly
Oh,
crippling, but
Don't
not.
paralyze the guy.
What the fuck? Afra's gonna stop you. Afra is gonna stop you there. That's how crazy this is.
Daka looks at you and kind of gestures
Just
Punch
hit
him in
him.
the face.
everything around.
Just hit him.
Daka takes everything into a bit of consideration and just Instead of slamming this man into his knee, he's just gonna slam him straight onto the ground.
Okay, I guess you can roll for a melee attack.
Yeah.
Oh, melee. Got it.
It'll be like an unarmed strike,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
potentially with much more damage.
But if he chooses to make it non-lethal, he can choose to not kill him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ignore the radiant damage. That's not supposed to be on there right now. My rage ran out.
So how much damage?
If it
Well, normally it would be like your strength mod +2 because he's raging, but that's quite a little amount considering what's happening.
Okay.
So you wanted to homebrew this a bit?
No big deal. Yeah, I'm saying he's still alive. He's got like 5 hit points left. All right.
That's fine. You can pretend to be unconscious.
Are unconscious people at 1 hit point?
Unconscious people are at 0.
Oh,
But,
okay. He's at 0.
so
Sorry about that.
you can either be at 0 or dying, or you can be at 0 at stable. I assume
He's 0 and stable.
Daka would be making 0 and stable.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, great. You guys can choose where to go now.
I feel like we should check out the mushroom room. I feel like mushrooms is where it's at.
Donka does not want to go into the lion room because it is the lion room.
Just be quiet.
How aggressive do the lions look?
They look asleep.
Yeah,
If
just
you
don't wake the
guys-
lions.
Yeah.
Everyone, let's play
Well,
sleeping
what
lions.
if we just killed them with a single spell?
That's
If
so
you guys-
mean.
I was about to say, if you guys want, I could turn you guys invisible. Then we
Yes.
can just
Oh,
sneak past.
But
Wow.
lions do have a sense of smell, but it probably wouldn't wake them.
Donka's gonna crouch.
What would be the average damage of it? Just
Just in case I'm casting invisibility on myself.
Just on yourself.
I mean, if you guys want to join in, we gotta give a big group hug.
I'll take it if you're casting it.
Yep.
Same.
Let's go here together.
So if you guys are
Well-
holding hands, does that cover the invisibility?
No, it's spell level. So if he casts at 3rd level, he could get 2 people,
Okay.
yeah.
which he can probably only do once because he usually have a 3rd level slot.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
only
concentration. So who are you casting it on?
once. I guess. Doc is
Wait, no, it
scared
isn't.
now.
No, it would be. Wait, is it 3rd level or is it just 3rd level for bards? I'm confused.
It's a
No,
second
it's
level
a second
spell.
level spell, but he's casting it at third
Oh
level to
right,
get 2
okay. I
people.
was confused by why it said it was 3rd level in the chat.
Yep. So
Wait.
I'm pretty much casting on that.
You can
On
cast it
Daka
on
and
2
you.
people.
Yeah, you said you touched 3 people there.
It's,
I'm
yeah, it's
assuming,
2 people.
I'm assuming it's you and Daka. Hello.
Oh, sorry. I was a little bit confused. Don't I cast 3?
No, 2.
No,
Just 2?
2 people.
I'm good sneak. I just cast on Daka and I guess Nova.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a sneaky little guy.
So you're not invisible, but Daka and Nova are.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean you guys gain advantage on stealth checks?
Depends how you want to roll it.
Invisibility's fucking complicated. It's like
It's
you're
D&D
never gonna
discretion.
fail a stealth check relying on visuals.
Okay, that's fine.
Would probably be the best way to describe it without going into 5 different versions of the rules for it.
Yeah. I'll try and sneak into the room. Just see where those mushrooms.
Yeah, well, you're walking into this room and you're seeing a lot of these mushrooms. I'll say the majority of the mushrooms are dark purple. And you just see this large tree that the 3 lions are sleeping next to. You're seeing also the 3 other doors in this room, one leading south, one leading east, one leading northwards. So, yeah, you tell me what you want to go towards.
What? Sorry.
Probably just
Wait.
collect mushrooms.
Well, yeah. Wait. Can I get to the mushrooms? Can I see if I
Yeah.
can tell what kind they are, if they're what we're looking for or not?
You can roll me biology, I suppose.
Or nature?
Nature, yes. $14. Yeah, with the 14, you look at these mushrooms. They don't look poisonous. Absolutely not. None of them look poisonous, actually. And you know that the red mushrooms are probably not what you're looking for, because those are associated with like a sort of nutritious food that you've seen before. But the other mushrooms are potentials. So there's the purple one, there's the blue one, there's the green one. Purple one is the most common one here. But with a 14, I won't tell you which one of the three is the necessary one. You're also, I'm assuming you're also making noise as you're walking. Noise is
Well,
not
I was
invisible.
trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, so the
That's
stealth
fine.
roll would be like to cover up the noise she's making.
Yeah, but it kind of sucks because she doesn't get much of an advantage for being invisible, right? I think I want to
Well,
get.
Not from noise.
No, from noise there's no advantage, but like in terms of being invisible, if someone hears the noise, looks up, and sees nothing, they're not gonna. They might be
I see,
suspicious,
it
but
might
they're not gonna
change- I
notice.
see.
And there's also stuff like against someone invisible, you can make an attack roll against someone with disadvantage if they're invisible.
I see.
But if you don't know exactly where they are, you automatically miss if you choose the wrong spot.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna be rolling perception. Actually, I have passive
Normally
perception.
there's like
Yeah.
DCs for like.
Exactly, I have passive perception.
No,
here.
well, it's not just passive. I think it's like it might be equal to the passive. I don't know, but there are like DCs for the sound for like what it takes to wake someone. But I've forgotten where those even are, and I think they might be in Xanathars.
Oof, but keen
Gross.
smell. The lion has advantage on perception checks that rely on smell.
That would be the same as a
Yeah.
+5 to a passive.
Okay, so that would be a perception of 18, and you rolled a 12 on stealth. Yeah, one of the lions wakes up. You hear the lion sniffing as it turns its head and just kind of sniffs around. It gets up on its paws, takes a kind of a stretch, and starts walking around the bushes, kind of trying
Do we
to
know
sniff
this is
you up.
happening?
Yeah, you guys see it happening. I'm assuming you guys are not in the room. Who else is invisible? I think it
Well-
was Daka.
Yep.
Daka, you could be in the room if you'd like to.
Nope. Daka was not entering that place.
Well,
You guys are
You're
seeing this
visible.
happen from your
No,
doorway.
is there a way that Afra could rush in, and then could she like draw a line from herself that has all 3 lines through that line?
Could you just say the last part again? Sorry.
Could she like draw a line
Mhm.
that's 5 feet wide from herself that gets all the lines?
What do you mean draw a line?
She's trying to cast a spell that's a line, and she wants
a
to hit all
line.
of the lions in that line.
I
Yeah.
see. I see.
A-
I heard
a line
I heard a
to hit the
lion.
lion.
Yeah, a line, not a line.
Yeah.
That was probably the confusion.
Why is she drawing a line? Okay, so 5 feet? No, because I
No,
said-
as in like it's 5 feet wide, and then like it can be as long as I want.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna say.
Could I get all 3 lines in that?
Yeah, but
And would it be a surprise round? Because I'm not invisible, but I could just rush out the door and surprise them.
Yeah, but you know how like the further away something is, the more that one small like miscalculation will miss it. You know.
Well, that's why spells are great, because that's just not how this.
Okay, then I won't give you disadvantage.
It's very instant.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, and it's not an attack roll.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll, I guess. Whatever spell it is you're casting.
So, to start off this combat, because I don't like where it's going, I'm gonna jump up from the door, and before the wake line can react, and while the sleeping lion is still asleep, cast lightning bolt, and they have to make dex saves. But I think the sleeping ones will automatically fail.
Do they, or do they roll with disadvantage? Does it make it
Well,
work?
I think if someone asleep would be auto fail because they're not moving.
Sure. Okay. So go ahead and roll. You don't roll. I roll, right? I'm just gonna roll for the awake
Well,
one.
I'll roll the damage, but you need to roll for the lion that's awake and able to
Yeah.
avoid it.
Dex save. Okay. +2.
Oh, fuck, I didn't. Why is it casting as a card? I'll just roll the. Oh, that's a fail. So now I get to do a lot of juicy damage to these three.
You get to do the damage to
86.
the asleep ones, but the live one moves out of the way. Yeah.
No, the live one gets
No.
hit because it's DC 15.
Oh, I failed. Okay. Yeah. You get to roll for damage.
8d6 lightning. Oh, they all take 29. That was quite a high roll. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was very average. But that's very good.
29 points of damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
To each of them.
That
Your
kills
third level
all
spell.
3 of them. As with one
Oh.
spell, you managed to put all 3 out dead.
Ash.
Oh.
Well, they start smoking a
damn.
little bit. Yeah. Yeah, their bodies are
Well,
smoking.
I didn't like this sneak plan involving lions.
Fair enough. Was there anything on the tree that they were sleeping around? Were they guarding something? Or
You can approach the tree if you like and roll me investigation.
I approached the tree. I really should have taken investigation considering the amount of investigation checks I'm doing.
That's true.
Oh,
Never
I'm
mind.
So good.
It
I'm
wasn't
so
needed
good
at all.
anyway.
Not needed. Yeah.
Same way I didn't need Arcana.
You approach the tree and you find behind one of the carcasses of the lion is a small opening below one of the roots that kind of reveals a. It looks like the ground was dug out under this tree, and that the roots are forming kind of like a circular shape, a circular room. In this room, you're seeing it's kind of like a large version of mortar and pestle, several large bowls, and each of them in different colors. And these large pestles that seem to have been used to crush certain substances inside of them. You're actually seeing a bit of this substance in there right now. You're seeing some blue mush. You're seeing some purple mush. You're seeing some red mush, all ground up in these bowls.
No green mush.
No green mush.
Okay, so just the 3 mortar and pestles.
Yeah, that's right.
I will take those then, just in case.
They're quite large. I'd say each one is maybe 6 meters in diameter.
6 meters?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah, they're like
We
these
don't
really
take those
big
then.
bowls. Yeah.
Not very practical.
Yeah, I feel like big just was a confusing way to describe it.
Is it safe to go in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're dead.
Okay, cool.
Daka
Afra's
charges
very
in
happy with herself.
with his great axe up, like he's ready to fight, sees there's nothing to fight, and he breathes out a sigh of relief. He was not ready to fight.
There's just mounds of ash.
Daka,
Go on.
I was about to say Daka's just holding it. He's invisible, so he's just holding a glowing chopper. There's a floating chopper in mid.
Well, it makes objects invisible too. But that's always
Oh.
fucking weird when you have a glowing object that's invisible.
So Daka right
I
now.
never know how to rule that.
Oh.
He's kind of just casting this strange light, but he's nothing in and of himself. You just see lights moving. That's how I'm gonna rule it.
So we don't know if these mushrooms are what we're looking for, or not. So should we just take all the mushrooms we can see, just in case, and check them out later?
True. We can ask the mushroom.
Ask the mushroom.
Yeah. See what they say.
You ask the mushroom.
I look at the mushroom.
Okay, you see several of these mushrooms. They come in different sizes. You see a bit of insects also nearby it, just kind of crawling. So a few bugs flying around this room. As you look, you see also a door ajar, and you see something metallic on the other side of that door as well. This is the south door. You guys came in from the west door. There's also an east door and a north door.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants on the mushroom.
Okay.
You actually cast Speak with Plants. I can't
Oh my
believe you.
I've never seen that spell cast before. That's brilliant.
Let me read this.
Mushrooms speak.
You imbue plants
it's a
within
death
30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. You can question plants about events in the spells area within the past day.
That's a
information
third level spell.
about creatures that
Oh,
have
God.
passed
Always at all my third level.
Oh
That's
my
the same
God.
level as the thing that just killed 3 lions.
My God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do
Alright.
you have another third level spell slot? You already used to.
I used to. That's it.
Fuck.
That's good.
I mean, you couldn't have done that.
Okay,
Shit.
you walk up to like a small set of. Oh, you tell me. I named different colors. You can tell me which one you approach.
I approached the red one.
Okay, is that the one that you cast the spell on?
Wait, doesn't it work on
No.
30 feet?
Oh, it does. So I guess all the mushrooms come to life.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but you don't have any spell slots.
What
I
is
wasted
that?
all my spell slots.
Oh, so that means he can't cast the spell.
No,
He's
no.
already used his 2 third level spells.
No, the one was poison. The
Yeah,
poison
you
stinky
cast
cloud.
invisibility at 3rd level.
Oh, you're right. Oh no, I can't. Ah.
No, there it is.
Oh, what a shame. We can't speak to the mushroom.
You take a look at the
Oh.
mushrooms. They look like they had a lot to say, but you know.
The only time I've ever seen Speak with Plants cast, and it wasn't even cast.
My dreams.
So close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we just take as many of these mushrooms as we can, just shove them all in your bag, and then we'll keep looking around. Yeah. Great. I'm glad you all agree with me. Put these mushrooms
I
in your
was
bag.
waiting for the people. Afra was like staying back because like she doesn't want to do it. She wants someone else to agree because then that's like them saying they'll pick them. Afra doesn't want to pick mushrooms with that.
I'll pick the mushrooms.
She's still
I'm
very
very
happy
good
with herself for turning lions to ash.
I don't bother with the red ones, but
You know what? Daka currently has a weird invisible glowing light that's gonna help pick the mushrooms too.
Okay, so how are you gonna pick them, Daka? You're gonna swing your axe?
Daka's actually going to be carefully plucking each one individually, making sure not to damage the stalk, and trying to pull it from the root.
She's such a gentle fellow.
Okay, so
Alright.
you can roll me, I guess, survival, or what would be a good roll for picking?
Yeah, survival's good for like trying to extract things.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have you roll survival, Daka. Nova, same with you. Nova, tell me
Yeah.
which ones. First of all, Daka, tell me which color you're starting with. Nova, you tell me which color you're starting with.
I'm just picking all of them. I think it's like
Which
whichever
Yeah.
one's the
It's
closest.
Which one you
and-
starting
and
with?
everything.
I'll start with the green.
Okay. So both of
Daka
you.
will pick the red ones because that one will
No,
go
not the red ones. We don't care about the red ones. I know what the red ones are.
thing. Alright,
You
then
pick
he'll
purple.
go with the green ones. They're more orc-like anyways.
Okay, so you're both going for green first.
I guess so.
Okay,
Where's my?
and both of you can roll me survival. Nova, you didn't tell me what were you trying to do? You're trying to cut them. You're trying to pull them from the root.
No, no. I want to do the same. I want to harvest them
Okay.
carefully. I'm not just like ripping them up. I'm a druid. I take care of mushrooms.
Daka, you rolled 18, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Daka, you rolled 18. You got this big orc hand that just with one large grip and grasp, you can actually pull the full root out and the whole mushroom all in one go. Nova, you have these smaller hands, so you're being very careful. You're kind of excavating each mushroom individually. You do notice something weird though, as you bend accidentally one of the green ones, a part of the stalk snaps, just a small part, and you hear "Ah!" coming from the stock.
They can
Oh,
talk.
great.
Oh, so this is what I meant when fucking
The sound echoes
Like-
across the room.
nat 20 when you have a +1, and then nat 5 when you got a +7.
Yeah.
Yeah. The echo emanates throughout the room and silence.
In Sylvan, I say, who was that?
In Sylvan?
Yeah.
Sorry, what's Sylvan? I don't know what that is.
Sylvan is just a Fey language if there's any Fey around.
Okay.
It's just what I would naturally use.
That's fine. You say that, but there's no response to your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
The
say it
fuck
again in
was-
common.
Afra's like, what the fuck was that?
That's the mushroom.
Nova, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. Sounded like the mushroom was screaming.
Huh.
Daka, you managed to harvest 5 of them, no problem. None of them make any noise. Nova, you get 4 of them. One of them is the one that kind of snapped a little bit.
Maybe we should just keep investigating this place and come back later if we need to.
Hmm. Yeah.
If
well-
only we had someone here who could speak to plants.
If
if only someone hadn't cast Stink Cloud.
Oh.
Vander, what are you up to in this room?
I'm kind of depressed. I'm like looking down, like, oh, they hitting me with the truth.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. You're thinking about the truth?
No, just moping around,
Okay.
contemplating why I can't speak to plants, why they can't speak back to me.
Afra's gonna go, fuck this. Let's just keep going through this place. We can come back for mushrooms later.
Yeah. Should we check that open door first?
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah. You guys start making your way towards this.
Oh yeah, the other two are still invisible, I think.
Yeah, it's still invisible.
How long
It
does
lasts
it
for
last?
1 hour.
1 hour.
It lasts
An
an
hour.
hour, as long as you keep in concentration.
Is it the person who cast it who has to keep their concentration?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Oh.
Vander, you're keeping that concentration going.
I guess so.
Daka and Nova, you're invisible. Are you guys the frontline people now?
Doc is gonna be following behind Nova. He's a little skeptical of going first.
Sure, I'll go first. I'll be the big brave barbarian, shall I?
Nova's the one that's actually good with her eyes.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for danger.
Okay. You open this door, Nova. You swing the door open, and it doesn't make much of a sound. It's a dark room again, but you see some torchlight coming from the opposite side. As you step in, it doesn't smell good in here either. This room smells a little bit like a urine, as it looks like it's some sort of prison. There's several cages lining the walls, and it's quite dark in this room. And you see just 3 or 4 figures in each of these cages moving just a little bit. You hear a bit of moaning coming from one of them. It looks like they're in a bit of pain.
I'll whisper, who's in here?
Who's there? Bring me water, please. Water.
Who are you?
You're not one of the guards.
No.
Please let me out of here. I've been here for 3 months now. Please, these people are monsters. Open the gate, please. Find the key.
What were they doing with you?
They've been, and you see him kind of like fumble on the ground right now and bring something up to his mouth and put it in his mouth, and he's like slowly like picking something off the ground and putting it in his mouth. It's kind of dark, hard to see. He says, "Please show yourself, whoever you are. You're kind of freaking me out."
Doc is gonna insight this man. He does not trust this guy. By which I mean he is very much curious about what this man is putting in his teeth.
And Alfred's just gonna stay back for a second.
I am still concentrating on this, keeping the spell up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daka
Yeah.
and Nova, you guys are still invisible. Daka, you're paying attention to this guy. With an 8, I can say that he seems honest. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'll say I'm invisible right now. Don't want the guards to see me. Just tell me what's been happening.
Last 3 months ago, I was working for the Heskin organization, and unfortunately, I failed at my task, so they imprisoned me. I thought they were gonna kill me, but instead they kept me for some sort of experiment. They were feeding me this thing here, and he picks up something off the ground and he puts it up, and you see like kind of a black powder on the tip of his finger. And he puts it into his mouth and he swallows.
Then what do they do?
That's it. The archmage comes in every so often, asks me a few questions, and walks back out. That's all I've been doing for the last 3 months. Just please let me out. Open the gate.
What sort of questions?
He's been asking me about how I'm feeling. Like, questions about how I feel, what my dreams are like, stuff like that. And he always asks me if I want more. And he says, and he looks down, he looks back up around, doesn't know exactly where you are, and says, and I always want more.
Is anyone else in here with you?
Yeah, there's 2 other people. They look like they're like fast asleep right now. One of them is snoring.
Sorry, Afra.
So, yeah, that's cool. At this point, Alfred's gonna. Oh, cool. Right. So sounds like this Archmage is a bit on the kill list. So.
Oh, I don't think you can kill him. He's
Watch me.
Oh, okay. Are you in the room right now, Afra?
Sorry?
Are you in the room right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
walked in.
he can see you in the doorway.
Alright, do we have any way to pick these locks? Does anyone have tools for that?
No. Do you know where the key is?
The archmage carries the key. Please find a way to take it from him. He's on the north side of the grove. That's where his
Let's
study
go.
is. That's where he keeps all his notes as well.
Yeah. More reasons to go kill him. Afra's gonna wave Nova back over. Right, let's do this.
Okay. Well, stay quiet. We'll be back with the key.
All right, please
And then I
hurry,
go back.
he says. You guys make your way back to the grove right now, and you notice something different. Everyone roll your perception.
Everyone in
So
the
maybe we
room-
don't know something that's different.
Wow.
God.
These are
Yikes.
great rolls.
Plus
I mean,
7.
Me and Dak only have +1. Why does Nova always roll low on her +7s?
So low.
Vander, we're waiting for you to roll.
Oh, I thought I was still concentrating on the spell.
Oh, you can't
Yeah,
roll for
No,
perception.
What,
you
when you're
can.
concentrating on the spell, you can still have every action you'd ever want. You just can't cast another spell of concentration or take too much damage.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, your perception 16. Nobody except for Vander spots a ball of light floating around this grove. It looks like it came out of a window on the northern side of the room, and it's kind of like hovering around the tree right now. It looks like it's looking for someone or something.
Vander, did you point this out to us?
I point above it. Like, hey, look! There's a weird light coming from the wind, coming from above.
Um, Afra is gonna go like, oh shit, and then immediately doesn't know what it is, but if it wasn't there before, it's not good. So first thing is firebolt.
No. Can I just attack it? That's a great idea.
Welcome to Afra.
Okay, so you're gonna firebolt this thing.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll, please.
Ooh,
Oh,
Okay.
burn.
Ooh, that's pretty good. With a
It's
firebolt,
very good.
you
I know it's good damage.
you aim perfectly directly at this moving ball of light up in the sky. I'd say this ball of light is maybe 30 feet up. And it's a direct hit as this ball explodes in kind of like a firework, confetti looking array of colors. Right as this happens, several other things happen. The light in the ceiling starts to dim lower and lower and lower, and almost to complete darkness. It's very dim right now, but not completely black. And you also hear a door opening on the opposite side of the room.
How big's the room? Because
I'd
Dak
say
has still got the light on him.
The whole room is 40 feet by 40 feet.
Perfect,
Does
because
light-
if we're in the middle, the light will reach the edges as dim.
does the light still work even though he's invisible?
Yeah, we said
Yeah,
earlier
we
that it does.
established that
Okay,
earlier. Yeah. The point of
So
contention.
if Dak is in the middle of the room, we can see everything in the room, but the things around the edges will be dim.
Yeah. Okay.
So who do we see walking in?
You guys see a man sitting there with blue robes, no beard whatsoever, and he's got kind of a pointed blue hat right now. And the top of the hat is like kind of a fold to it. He steps down a staircase, a stone staircase, walking into the grove, and kind of walks around from the left side of the tree, looking at the four of you.
Looking at the two of us.
The two of
The
us.
other two
of you.
invisible.
The two
Yep.
of you, correct. Yes. He puts both of his hands together and he kind of does like the merged sleeve thing that wizards often do. And he says, well, it looks like we have a few visitors today. Came to visit the grove, he says, and he looks down at the dead lions right now.
I think that's you, Alphard.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Say.
I whisper into Aspar's ear. I think he's talking about you.
What a pleasure, Afra says. And what's your name?
He looks at you and he says, my name is not important. What's important is that you're trespassing on Heskin territory right now.
She's going to
We're-
cast Lightning Bolt, but I think this will be an initiative roll because Afra's going to go straight into this.
Combat.
Yeah.
I wanted to say I want to be like I want to say we're here for an inspection from the higher ups.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Afra would already have gone for this Lightning Bolt. And
You
I
can
think the other
say
guy would
that
have noticed.
while she's casting
Yeah.
Thunderbolt.
I don't think it wouldn't be a surprise one because the guy's definitely not going to be
You
surprised.
wouldn't be surprised, no. But
So
we
it'll
can
be
all
just
roll
a
for
straight initiative roll for everyone.
Yes.
My friend, he's just testing out his your securities. You failed.
Oh, that's what I like to see.
That is also what I like to see. Dang.
In fact, Afra has a better idea than Lightning.
Okay, let me write
Afra's
down.
go too.
Afra,
Just kill everything.
22. Next up is me. 14. Next up is Nova. 12. Next up is Vander. 9. And Daka. 8. Okay.
Afra actually has a
Afra.
better idea than Lightning Bolt, which is interesting.
So you cast Lightning Bolt or something?
I'm gonna cast Lightning Bolt actually. So has everyone? Have you sort of all the initiative stuff?
Yeah, it's you first.
So, first thing she's gonna do. Well, there's a few really good options, but because she's fucking impulsive, Misty Step first. There's a bonus right up to him.
What does Misty Step do?
Actually, no. Why would she Misty Step? She'll
Just walk up to him.
walk up to him. Yeah.
You just walk up to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna do this like before he can react.
Yeah,
Because
of course.
that's what a higher initiative roll is. And Walk up to him. 3rd level will inflict wounds, which should be 5d10 if it hits. Please hit. Fuck. And that was an awful roll anyway. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. But yikes.
11.
I assume 11 doesn't hit.
No, that does not hit.
So she's walking up to him. It's out purple, purple corrupt energy, just purely about hurting someone. Lashes out from her, but misses the guy.
Yeah, he turns and just very swiftly dodges you as your attack misses. Next up is me. He's going to counter you right now by casting Cone of Cold. Blast of cold air erupts from your hands. Each creature in a 60-foot cone must make a Constitution saving throw.
Does she get everyone else as well?
That'll be all of us.
That would be
surely.
all of y'all. But right now he doesn't see the other two.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that he
You
gets
guys are
them
both-
accidentally.
You guys are pretty
It's a
close.
cone, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are pretty close. So yeah, you
I
guys
should have
roll me
walked aside.
Constitution, please. So should the DC be here, or if I'm looking at
The DC will be on him, on his sheet somewhere.
Because I just see a list of his spells. Oh, spell casting.
They'll say spell save DC
Spell
somewhere.
save DC. Yeah, I see that. So that's the DC to beat. Okay.
I hope it's not 19.
It's not nice.
He is at 19.
Okay, Afra, you made it. Vander, you did not make it. Nova, you did not make it. And I'm still waiting for Daka.
Sorry. Here we go.
Daka, you did not make it.
Wait,
Actually, you did.
oh,
You
it was
did make it.
DC
You
18.
did make it. You did make it. Sorry.
What's a DC?
17.
Yeah, oh thank god.
So
That's
you-
high though, that's high as fuck, I'm scared now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were told this guy's powerful.
Yeah, he just made it. Yeah. So everybody else. So then we Vander and Nova.
Yeah.
You guys are going to take. Give me a second.
Well, is it like half damage on pass, or is it only damage on fail?
It says
put it in the chat.
damage on fail save and half as much damage on a successful one.
Oof, I don't like
Yeah.
to hear
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sorry, guys.
that. Don't be sorry.
Don't kill me.
You say this like Afra's a good person.
Yeah.
She's not evil, but she's not good.
Okay.
She's an asshole.
Okay. Here we
I
go.
told you should have waited.
And
We could have been the boss.
that's how much damage you take.
Oh no, I'm down.
Oh,
Oh shit, I'm unconscious.
wait. Uh-oh.
That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot.
So Vander and Nova, you guys are gonna take a full hit of that damage. Afra and Daka, you're gonna take half.
Jesus.
Are you conscious, Vander?
Oh, I'm unconscious. I am -2.
Yeah, we're both unconscious.
Jesus.
Yo, I may
And
so
Daka
bad.
visible.
I may be starting the reason.
I was like,
here.
I was like, oh, he might still have to maintain concentration, but no. Because the DC wouldn't be that high, but he's unconscious.
He's unconscious anyway, so.
So
Oh,
as
God.
Daka appears, he is absolutely shaking in his boots. He didn't think he'd go up against a magic wizard casty type.
Yeah. Next up on the order is Nova. Nova, you're unconscious.
Fucking death save.
Yep.
Jesus.
Oh, success.
Oh. Okay.
So once you
This is
succeed at a
not
death
good.
save, what happens? You come back to life, or
No,
No,
if you
I'm-
succeed 3 times, you are stable. If you fail 3 times, you die. On a nat 1, you get up with 1 hit point, alive, and
No,
conscious.
no. On a nat 20, you get up with.
Sorry,
one
I meant
hit
nat
point.
20. Sorry. On a nat 20, you get up with 1 hit point, and you're conscious. That's
Yeah.
the only way you can be conscious from it.
okay,
And on the nat 1, you fail twice.
okay. And you need 3 successes to come back, or you need 3 successes. In
You
a
need
row to
3
come back?
successes to go stable,
Okay,
but you will still be unconscious.
or 3 fails to go dead.
Yes.
Yep.
I see. Okay, so she got 1 good one. All right, good job.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not dying.
Please roll nat 20s.
Next time is Vander.
This is such a bad spot to be in.
Oh, one fail.
1 fail. Okay. Next up is Daka.
So
We need to
most
kill
of us
this
are
guy fast.
dying. Yeah.
This guy needs to die 2 minutes ago.
So this guy right here, how powerful does he look? Does he look?
I don't think
How
it's about how he
powerful
looks. I think
do
it's
you
about
think
what
he is?
He looks like he can
Yes.
down two of you in one attack.
Yeah. Daka maybe.
That was
Dumb, but
DC
he's
17.
Yeah, he's not suicidal.
We're so dead.
I'm legitimately debating if Daka should grab one of y'all.
Maybe we should surrender. Like, actually.
Boy, you know what? I'm gonna roll for this. 1, Daka stays and fights. 2, Daka takes one of you and runs away. 3, he just runs for it.
Oh,
I
What?
Or you didn't have an option for surrender there, but I think surrender would be a good choice.
not one that Daka considers, apparently.
I mean,
Yep.
Alpha probably wouldn't yet, but it would be on her mind.
Daka's gonna activate his rage, and with his rage, he's gonna run up to this magic man, bring up his great big old chopper, and slam it down.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
He will activate. Dang it! I meant to say he does activate reckless attack.
You should probably allow it, just because he was
I'll be
he
nice.
was
Go
quite
ahead.
obviously going to do it.
Sure.
So reckless attack. So that's an 18 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Thank God, if that didn't hit, I would have fucking screamed.
25 to hit.
The damage is 25.
Oh, that damage is awful.
No.
No, 25 to hit.
I'm confused. You said 18 earlier, didn't you?
It was 18 to hit, and then he rolled damage, and now it's 25 to hit, and he's rolling different damage.
Oh, he's attacking
So on the-
twice. Okay, so they both.
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah, on the
That's
first
good.
attack it was 23 damage.
Okay, good. And then the second attack, it's 8.
Yep. So a total of 31 damage as Daka just absolutely rams into this man.
Hey, that's really good. That's really good.
Yeah, if we could do that every turn without worrying
Yeah.
about our own health, that'd be great.
You actually,
Why, barbarian.
you actually get really aggressive with this guy. You tackle him to the ground and bring your axe down swinging, and you actually chop off his left arm. As
Oh.
he's bleeding out really intensely right now.
Jesus
He starts
Christ.
screaming wildly in pain, and yeah, that's gonna be it for your turn, my friend.
I guess Alpha's not surrendering anymore.
Well, it's up to you. Afra, it's your turn.
Oh, we're already back at the top? Okay. Well, bonus action to turn all 5 of her sorcery points into a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
Action, 3rd level inflict wounds, try 2. And if this fails, she's fucked. Would she be flanking with Daka on the other side?
Flanking? Is that your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Flanking gives advantage if you're like on opposite sides.
Totally.
Okay,
'cause,
advantage is
Daka's
going to be
in front.
important here. Okay, I've sent it. It's just lagging a bit. Let's wait. Oh, that's good.
That's a hit.
31.
22.
31 necrotic damage. No, it's 31 because there's also the 10 at the top. That feels good.
Oh, so 22 to hit, but then yeah, the 31 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Afra, you flank the wizard as the archmage as he looks like he was going to prepare a very deadly spell to cast straight into Daka's face. But right before he's about to cast it, you bring both of your hands on his wound and you cast inflict wounds, and all of a sudden the wound turns black as blackness spreads from the wound all over to his face, engulfing his entire body, and his entire body decays and dies.
Oh.
Yeah, he's dead.
I'm very happy with that. Okay.
Next up is Nova. You're gonna roll for your death save.
Oh yeah, we gotta wait till
Yeah.
Since combat's over, can someone just stabilize me?
Yeah, but
Well,
not
combat doesn't
yet.
end until everyone's no. Sorry,
The
combat
whale.
doesn't end while there's people that need to make death saves.
Oh, okay.
Nova, you failed one, and Vander, you succeeded at one. Okay, and next
Okay.
up is Daka.
What?
You're up next.
It's
your
your
Daka.
go.
turn.
Oh. Daka's gonna roll medicine on. Which one of you needs it more?
We're both on one fail and one success,
Yeah.
and we're both healers. So
Next turn, I'm gonna
Yep.
heal Nova, and then I can heal Vander afterwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll medicine on Vander to try and get him up.
So how does that
Well,
work?
medicine.
Oh, or in other words, Daka is
I
gonna.
was gonna say medicine can't get people up, but I don't know if there's a ruling where medicine can on 20 can.
Look, a 21 in medicine will give you advantage. How about that? You go. You find him on his back, and you start giving him a bit of mouth to mouth. Yeah.
Against the cold, mouth to mouth.
I wake up and wink again.
We'll see if you wake up.
So how are you rolling this?
So you can roll with advantage on your next roll, Vander.
Well,
Okay.
if you roll for medicine checks, some people dying. It's if you roll a 10 or higher on the medicine check, they go stable.
Oh, okay,
But
great.
normally on the save itself, it's like if you roll that 20, you get up. So I've no clue how if there's a rolling for if you get a nat 20 on the medicine, they get up.
Okay, well, not only does he get up, not only is he stable, he gets up with 5 hit points. How does that sound?
Daka is the master of
I wake up and wink at Daka and give him a little smooch face.
Daka stops giving him CPR and instead starts to pull out his smaller chopper.
Dr. Daka.
and then it's
alright,
Afra's turn.
next up is Afra.
Sure. Sigh. A big sigh of relief. And then, before Nova dies, go over to her. And because Afra's in a very nice mood, she'll go second level cure wounds,
oh, thank you.
which is like as nice as she gets.
Does that stabilize automatically?
It will put
It's
them.
healing.
Healing will automatically make them conscious with that much HP.
Sweet. Yeah, Nova, you wake up feeling much better than before.
Let's see how many hit points. 12 hit points.
Thank you. My hero.
Excellent. So yeah, you guys see the archmage, mage's body just completely decayed in front of his door, leading into his quarters.
Damn, he looks so much better like that.
Yeah. So what are you guys gonna do?
That's what Afra actually says.
I want to heal up first.
You want to heal who?
Yeah, I'm gonna heal myself for 5.
Okay.
Then
Um,
anyone else needs healing?
Nova does, definitely.
Alright.
I mean, we're all hurt, but Nova's the most hurt, I'd imagine. Oh wait, no, you're still the most hurt.
I do, but I'll cure wounds myself because you've used a lot of spells.
And I guess that's for who?
God, I need to.
Daka? Oh no, you need it, right?
Who?
Afra.
I'm missing 13 hit points, but so it would be nice, but I don't think it's needed.
Yeah. What about you, Daka?
Doug is, I think. Oh wait, no, he took more damage in the fight before, but then he also got healed from that.
I'm a little bit hurting, but I can survive much more. Wait, no, I'm out of rages. I might need a little bit of healing.
Yeah. Take the 5. Yeah. You're the frontliner
No.
anyway.
Cure wounds myself.
Do we all have self healing apart from Daka?
It seems like it.
In that case, Afra is gonna cure into herself for first level.
I'm gonna give myself another cure as well. I think I'm very low.
I've only got. Oh, I'm very low on spell slots now. We killed him, and that's nice.
I'm gonna shapeshift into the wizard just for fun.
Nice. You, I'm assuming your clothes change as well.
Yep.
Yeah, you have these nice blue cloth robes, and you have the little hat on top of you. Yeah, and you have the beard and the mustache. I'd also say that do the contents of the robes also replicate or no?
No,
No,
just a
no,
look.
definitely not.
All right, then you just have the appearance.
I do
Oh,
want
you're
to
pretty OP
investigate.
if you could copy the content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This
I
person
do.
is a sick magic item. Yoink.
Yeah, I'll
Trinket.
investigate the wizard, see if he's got anything on him.
Yeah,
Oh, good idea.
we need that key.
Yeah, you get in, you find a nice iron key, and you also find a smaller key, much smaller. This one is about the size of, my God, a thumbtack, very small key. 2 keys.
So,
I guess we should open the gates for the prisoner.
opening it to
Do we-
prisoners. If any are violent, we can deal with them.
True, but I kind of don't trust them. I want to see if I can intimidate them with this new look.
Hmm. No, just intimidate them as yourself. Watch how I do it.
No, not as myself, as a wizard.
Yeah,
See
that
what,
doesn't work
they
when they
say.
can see the wizard's corpse.
Well, we'll pull the wizard into his study. How about that?
I think they would have heard the fighting.
Yeah, well, they'll just think that he killed us.
Exactly.
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
I mean,
We
you
have no
guys can do
reason
what
to
you
try
want.
and disguise as the wizards. We're like plenty intimidating as it is normally.
I will start looking around the wizard's
Alfred's
room.
a fucking ice queen.
So you go into the wizard's quarters.
Yeah, the room we came out of.
You enter the wizard's quarters, and it looks like a sort of like tower-shaped structure that's also underground. And as you're inspecting this tower, you find many shelves with many books, and you also find a study, like a large desk area. You also see a globe, and this globe has a light at the top of it. It's kind of like those globes that you shake and they have snow in them, type of thing. What do you call
Yeah.
those things again? Snow globes.
Snow globe.
It's the size of a snow globe, but at the top of it is a white yellowish light, and in the bottom center of it you see kind of a green, and in the center there's a kind of like a cylindrical extension from the bottom, and it's spreading out into like green color in the center. Except you're seeing it kind of like pulsing slower and slower and slower and slower, and it's starting to dim a little bit.
That's odd. Did anyone else come in here with me?
Yeah, I would have followed. But I'd probably have no better idea what it is.
I follow as well.
Everyone else roll me investigation.
We do well in the ones where we have no modifier.
No one is good at investigation in this group, and we've been investigating so much.
Yeah, Afra, you spot an open book on the study of the wizard. It looks like this book is where he takes all his notes.
Mm. Sure, pick it up.
Okay.
Start to flick through the pages, even though she's quite illiterate in terms of magic.
Maybe we can figure it out together.
So, is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Specifically, it would be because the magic stuff you won't understand. It would probably be more any stuff on the drug to get the gist of it.
Yeah, you spot the mention of several terms. There's riff that's mentioned several times, and then there's different names for mushrooms. You find out a few names. So there's ownless mushroom, which looks like it's the green one. You find the psyche mushroom, which looks like it's the red one. The Homus mushroom, which is the blue one, and the Rena mushroom, which is the purple. So you find an identification of these mushrooms, and it looks like he's been taking notes a lot on the Psyche mushroom, which is the red one. But Nova, you remember that one as being the one that was not really relevant earlier.
Which one would be the drug? So which one would be the one we want for Riff? What did you say? What did you say it was?
Riff, yeah.
Yeah, we want the one for Riff because that's the one that will make us money.
It looks like.
Can I figure out which one that is?
Yeah, roll me investigation one more time.
God.
Can I help?
Actually, this would be more of nature because you're trying to understand like his notes on the natural.
Oh, then I'll help Nova.
Yeah, can
I'll
Afra
help
help
you.
me?
You can go ahead. Yep.
Oh,
Nice.
So with a 23 Nova, you identify the core ingredient for Riff as being onless mushrooms in this book.
okay. So
What
the
do we
green
need?
ones.
Okay.
So I was right before. I'm so clever.
Yes, you are. Anyway, let's read this
Thanks.
business.
Everyone else roll me perception.
It's another arc. When you say everyone else, you just mean everyone.
Other than Nova.
Everyone except me.
Oh,
I don't get to roll things.
Nova's the best at it.
Yeah.
Not when rolling.
Vander, at the last minute, you see the globe with the lights that were kind of like pulsing. It turns completely transparent. In other words, there's no more light inside of it.
That's an old man voice to say, "The light is gone."
What does that mean?
Huh.
The orb that he shot down is gone.
He's talking about the light and the glow.
You guys feel the earth rumble a little bit, and you're hearing a sound coming from downstairs.
Would this
I
be
think-
perception to figure out what the sound is?
You can roll it.
Nova? I'm like, Nova, what's this?
You want to see if I can tell what it is?
Well, we're hearing the rumbling, so I imagine we're all going to be rolling perception again.
You can, yeah. Whoever wants to.
Shall? What a surprise.
Vander,
For fuck's
Vander, you hear the sound as being
+7, my ass.
something like this.
It's a creeper.
Like that,
Oh no.
coming from downstairs.
Oh,
Really?
sounds like
Did
a
you say
shower.
anything about it, Vander? Or do we all blow up?
I say it's it looks like a shower down like a running water downstairs.
How about we get out of here?
Probably. Yeah. I say we either be brave and go check it out or be cowards and run. Second option?
Well, you guys went all the way up the tower right now, and the only way out is back down.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really have a choice then, do we?
Does the
I don't
tower
have
go
silver
above
fire.
ground?
The sound is getting a bit louder.
Yeah, no
and-
one's asking if the tower goes above ground.
sorry, the tower does not go above ground.
So I guess it was like in a hill, because I don't
But you
think
have
we
a
could-
window that you can look back into the Grove room, but that's all you have.
Let's do that.
Yeah, have a quick look.
Yeah, Nova, you look into the room, and Afra as well. You guys see something has changed. The ceiling is no longer this sky colored. Now it's kind of like a gray color. As you see, the ceiling is kind of like caved in a little bit, and it looks like it's caving in more and more. And there's quite a lot of water coming down from this small cave in of the ceiling. as it's starting to kind of like rain hard from that small opening in the ground, and the opening is getting larger and larger. More and more water's flowing down into the.
Let's get
grove
out of
room.
it.
Yeah, we need to run.
Don't forget about the man. We have to save the poor guy.
Do we?
He probably has things on him.
If it,
You
we'll
have the
see
key.
if it's we'll see if it's even possible.
It looks like the water has reached about.
Well,
1 foot
we're
high.
running down, so
Yeah.
what's it like when we get down?
It's about ankle high. I'd say the water right now. You guys are kind of like walking in this like muddy mixture of water and mud. So where
Oh,
you
Afra hates
Yeah,
I'm probably like,
the mushrooms are
um,
still
yeah.
there, by the way. There's still quite a few green mushrooms.
I'm gonna go back to get the mushroom and the guy.
Well, where do you go? The mushrooms or the guy? The mushrooms are in the grove, and they look like they're about to get submerged. The guy's in the cell.
The guy.
guy.
More hands.
Afra's gonna just try and leave, but she's gonna say, "Get those prisoners and we're out of here, okay?"
All right.
And she's gonna run, hopefully with everyone else.
Yeah, I'll
Who's going
leave.
to get them? Because who has them?
I don't go for the prisoner.
So I guess Dak is going for them, and then is Vanda bolting out with the rest of us?
No, Vanda's gone for the prisoner. I don't know what Dak is doing.
Oh, sorry, I was hearing the wrong voices. So Vanda's going for the prisoner, and what's Dak doing?
Daka?
Doc is gonna be following y'all.
Which ones? Vander or Afra Nova?
Are you going after the prisoner or are you running away?
Running away.
All right.
Running away.
Okay.
Vander, you.
Dak is on his own, but it shouldn't take too long.
Vander,
hopefully he doesn't die.
You're kind of like slugging your way through the room right now. You're seeing a lot of these mushrooms start to get submerged. There's still a good chunk of green mushrooms that are available for picking. But you enter the prison cell room, and water's starting to flow into this room, and there's 3 men in the cages that are the people asleep have awakened. They're all kind of banging on the cages, asking you to open the cage up. Everybody else, you guys need to tell me which way you're going.
Straight out.
Out the way we came in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys walk towards the west door, and you open it up. You see the body of that guard that Daka knocked out. And the water's starting to like, climb up his chest a little bit. He's almost going to be completely submerged. The cauldrons are starting. Well, first of all, the pink liquid is starting to mix with the water, and you see water kind of flowing in through the entrance that you guys came from.
So do you feel like it would be impossible to get back up that way?
It'd be
Because
hard.
of the water and the mud?
It would be hard. Not saying impossible.
Do we even bother to save the guy that's probably gonna drown?
I don't. You can do what you want.
No, Afra's. If Nova as a decent person, if Nova's a decent person isn't doing something, Afra is an asshole. Definitely not.
Nova's not that decent though.
Yeah, I know, but
Well, we don't know another way out of here, do we? We didn't see another exit.
Well, there was still that east door that you haven't checked out yet.
yeah, and the first guy we interrogated, the one that we then knocked out, the one that we're about to let die, he did say there was an entrance. So let's head back to that east door because we'll.
Sure. Try the east door.
Okay, you guys walk back into the main room. I want to go back to Vander. Vander, what do you do?
Is the gate open for the prisoners?
No.
Oh, I opened the gate
With what?
with a key.
The iron key.
Oh, the key that Nova has on her?
Oh
No, I gave him the key. I said I gave
Yes.
him.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. You pull out this iron key that Nova remembered to give you. And you open up the cages. The 3 prisoners come out, and they start like running. Right now, they say the water is about halfway up your shins in terms of depth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right.
You guys run back into the into the Grove room, and
Yeah, and then we're gonna
you see
try and.
Daka, Afra, and Nova in this room as well.
Okay. Prisoners, grab all the mushrooms, green mushrooms you can.
No,
Why
no,
not?
because we need to leave.
Well,
I'm
We
pretty sure.
can-
Wasn't it like we need to figure out what mushrooms are important, but these mushrooms don't just grow in this grove, they'll grow all over the forest, just probably not as so concentrated, but they will still grow in other parts of the forest. We can find them there.
Yeah,
In fact, we don't
but
even need to, because our quest wasn't to collect mushrooms, it was to figure out which ones were important.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I dropped the mushrooms, and safety is priority.
Yeah.
We're all rushing out to get to the east gate and then leave. 'Cause
Unfortunately,
I
coming
know.
from the west room, two cauldrons come spilling out from the doorway, and they're gonna come flying towards Daka and Afra. Both of you roll me dexterity saving throws, please. 14, DC of 14.
Uh-oh.
Wait, but can I see these coming? If so,
Oh shit! I can realize I can actually. Oh, never mind. The only times I remember my favorite by gods thing that will save me if I fail one of these is the times I roll high.
Okay, Daka, what was your question? Danger sense? You get an uncanny sense of when.
Yep. If I can see it, I get advantage.
Oof. Do you see it? I want to say yeah, you see it. Sure.
Yay! In that case, I pass.
Woohoo!
But it says you have advantage on the saving throw, and you only.
Yeah,
rolled
so
one.
he passed. He got an 18.
Oh, okay. The second roll is in case he has advantage. I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. So, yes. So you passed it. You guys both managed to dive underwater as the. Not dive underwater. You guys.
It's only ankle
It's not
high.
deep. It's not deep enough yet. Yeah, you guys managed to dodge right out of the way as both cauldrons come flying past both of you and end up on the tree right now. The water is starting to actually take color a little bit. There's a bit of puddles of green, puddles of blue, puddles of red.
Yeah, we need to get the fuck out.
Yeah, so you guys are heading towards the east side, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we're trying to get out as fast as possible.
Yeah, everybody
No
roll me
distraction.
a swimming check, please, of 11 to reach that door.
Are we
The
swimming?
The water, yeah, the water is now at waist deep.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What kind of roll is it?
Well, swimming's normally strength, which is bad.
Athletics, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, the swimming's normally athletics, and that's bad for Afra, so let's see how this goes.
Oh, I drowned.
Mm.
Prisoners, help me!
What the fuck? Afra, you're insane! What the hell?
What about the rolls of the prisoners? Do they also roll?
I'll be rolling for them, yes.
Afra's fucking crazy with these rolls. Holy shit. She has a feature that if she fails these and she doesn't.
Okay.
That was
Natural
a minus
20.
I'm
one.
rolling for 1, 2, 3.
Two nat 20s.
All these prisoners are doing pretty well, except for one of them. One of them is kind of drowning, and he's actually the reason that you're not doing so well, Vander. He actually grabs onto you, and
Shake him off.
He's trying not to drown right now. As the water
Actually, I don't really care if Vander does.
reaches belly high right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, Vander, you're not doing so well. You guys all make it to the east doorway, and it opens up into. So you kind of have to like swim upwards right now. You guys managed to pull yourselves on a ledge. This room is placed a little bit higher, and you step into the other room. You see 2 carriages, and each carriage is loaded with 6 barrels. And there's kind of a underground pathway leading upwards. Yeah, there's horses there too.
Am I
I
still
mean,
drowning?
it's probably not time to worry about the horses.
Sorry?
We've probably just run on.
What?
What did I interrupt? Sorry.
No, am I still drowning?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have you roll again. But first of all, I want to know what you guys are up to. Everybody else, Nova,
Run.
Afra,
What
Daka.
does it look
straight
like?
Get out there.
Does it look like we could get on a cart and make the horses move,
Well,
or does it look like
the
that would
thing
be
is,
difficult?
if we leave, the horse is going to follow because they don't want to drown.
Well, the horses would be leading the cart. No.
Hmm.
If it looks like that's too much trouble, obviously I can't see in real life what it looks like.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it'd be too much trouble. There's no water in that room yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I
I
don't think
think it's
Avra would
fine.
be good at riding this, but it wouldn't be hard for someone like Nova. A lot of people would have a background feature. Do we have any folk heroes here? I think
Um,
no. Well, I don't know. There's
uh,
one background that gives this. I don't think it's folk hero.
I'll jump on and try, and if it goes badly, we can just run off.
You probably have good animal handling. You're a druid. You can just be a horse if you want.
Okay, you jump onto the cart, and everybody else, you have to go into the back of the cart.
Yeah, that's fair.
So 2 of the prisoners get into the back of the cart as well. Dakota, do you go back to save Vander?
What about the other? What about the third one that passed?
He's with Vander right now. They're both drowning.
No, there was 4 and 1 failed.
No,
So I
there's,
assume-
there
No,
was
there's
3.
only
The
3
first one
prisoners.
was a D20. Sorry, I rolled that.
Oh,
accidentally,
okay.
Daka's getting out of there, man. He's dashing away.
Daka, you coward.
Yeah. Okay, Vander, I'm gonna have you roll one more time. See if you can make it. 11 is what I need.
Oh no. It's lagging.
Oh,
That was an 8.
Well, that was an 8.
He doesn't make it either. As right now, you guys are both kind of like, there's kind of like a piece of wood that floats by, and you guys are kind of fighting over it right now. He tries to push you off, and he grabs a piece of wood and starts kicking away. The water right now is basically like neck high right now, so he's just swimming away from you with this piece of wood.
Can I roll acrobatic to see if I can at least grab a hold on his feet?
Yeah, you could try.
I would.
I'm going to roll against you with my dexterity. 7. That's a success. You grab onto his foot right now, and he tries kicking you and tries to kick you off of him as he's trying to make his escape right now. Everybody else in the cart, Daka, you get in the back, and you kind of look into these barrels. You actually see piles and piles of green powder inside of these barrels, and some of them
Yep,
have
that's
purple
good.
powder.
That's what I expected. That's very good
Yeah.
for us.
Daka gives a thumbs up to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd see that as well because I'm also in the back. Yes.
can we start moving?
Afra, you feel a little bit of water trickling on your right shoulder. You look up and you see a bit of water kind of seeping through the ground and on the roof, on the ceiling.
Yeah, Nova.
As soon as I got on, I would have tried to start
Yeah, and
moving.
as soon as Nova would have got on, she would have started
You
to
can
get
go
it
ahead
moving.
and roll.
Roll what? Animal handling
Yes.
or
It wouldn't be a high DC. A lot of people do this stuff.
Animal
fucking-
It
handling.
would be a high DC. Maybe the DC would be lower than 10.
You whip the horse, and the horse kind of starts walking at a steady pace upwards, quite slow. A bit of water lands on your head as well, Nova. Your head's getting a bit wet right now, as the water is seeping through the ceiling at different points right now. Vander, you are going to roll me melee combat, I'm assuming, to fight this guy.
Oh no.
This is why you don't save the prisoners.
Where's melee combat again?
I think it's unarmed combat,
Oh.
unless you're using a sword or something.
Mhm.
Or a dagger.
I'm just gonna use a dagger.
Go ahead.
This is the guy you tried to save.
let's just let him go.
Oh,
That is a hit as you bring your dagger straight into his face.
Oh, he's definitely dead.
Yeah, stabbing him right in the brain. You pull the dagger out and he flops off the wooden plank, drifting away in the water. You manage to kick with the wooden plank and you pull yourself up on the ledge. And there's one remaining cart as you see your friends just running off without you.
In a whisper, I said, "No one will know," and walk up to the car.
You walk up.
Well, you can still. Like, the thing is, we took the cart not because it's faster, but because it has stuff on it, so you could still just run out without using a cart.
Oh,
You might be able to.
There's
reach us.
nothing stopping
I
you
don't
from. Yeah, you might even be able to hop back on. Back. You might still be able to hop into the cart.
Yeah. Pieces of dirt are starting to detach from the ceiling and starting to fall off.
Yeah, yeah, that's why we're
How
going as
about-
fast.
Everybody needs to roll me dexterity.
But we're under the roof of a cart.
Oh no, there's
On the
no
front.
roof. It's kind of like a pickup.
Okay.
Yeah. So just
This must be some fucking deadly pieces of dirt, though.
they're kind of like large clumps of mud right now. They're kind of falling off the ceiling.
Yeah, that's deadly.
To avoid them, roll me DC 10, please.
All of us
All y'all.
are rolling dex saves.
Yes. Nova, you just dodge a huge clump of dirt that falls off and lands on the ground next to you.
After failing a save. Oh my goodness.
Afra, there's a large clump of almost clay-like dirt that lands on your head and kind of covers your entire face right now. And you're just feeling bugs crawling all over you right now. As,
Oh no!
Yeah.
That makes me cringe, like, out of character.
I still need Daka to make a save.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to click.
13. 13 does it. Yeah, you also managed to dodge this big dirt. Yeah, roll me animal handling one more time to see how we're doing. Roll me 9 at least.
Please be good.
Thank God. Oh, she's insane.
All right.
Straight out, bolt into the sunset.
Ready to
The
get
horse is
out.
like, you know.
You whip the horse and you yell mush, and the horse starts galloping upwards, up the pathway and through an opening in the ground. It looks like there was there might have been some sort of protection here in this area that's no longer there because there's no door, there's nothing. You just walk straight out of a hole in the ground that's kind of like sideways leaning out into the forest, onto a dirt road right now, and leads you onto the main road. There is a large storm brewing as there's a huge downpour right now on your heads, but
that's fine.
You've all made it safely out of the tunnel system.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys bring back the medicine to Womborn, where they use the large barrels of formula accumulated from the ground up mushrooms to make the medicine to cure the Black Kiss, and y'all get rewarded handsomely with 250 gold pieces each as you've established your authority as valuable agents in the Order of Fall. And you all live happily ever after.
Woohoo.
Happy one shot, everybody.
Alright. Yeah.
Woo!
Afra's probably going to try and get assignments with Nova because even their moral compasses are quite similar.
Let's stick together, friend.